It does take a long time for it to go on. Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, coming to you with Saturday mornings live. Now I've been stalling here because it's been stalling. So be prepared for some hopefully interruptions. I have a funny feeling we're going to have some interruptions today. We're having connection issues. But hello, hi Laurie, hi Linda, hello everyone who's coming on. We are having some connection issues. Might have something to do with not having any power yesterday at all. It was a shocker. I hope everyone is well. And once again, as you can hear, my voice is still a bit croaky and everything's happening, but it's, it's part of it all, really. Oh, don't you hate winter? For those of you overseas, we're in the middle of winter here in Melbourne, Australia. So, I mean, you get sick all the time. No power. Laurie, I just realised how difficult life is without power in the modern times. Yesterday, the power went off at, I think it was 7:53 in the morning. I knew it was going off. We already knew, so we'd planned for it. So 7:53 in the morning, it turned on at 5 in the afternoon. The whole day, it was 11 degrees Celsius outside. It was like ice in the house. I actually put the heater up to 30 degrees early in the morning so that the heat can stay in the house. And get this, guys, at 4 in the afternoon, by 4 in the afternoon, the heat in the house, I've got a thermometer here, went down to 16 degrees in the house. It was so cold. I'm such a nerd. But seriously, guys, all those hours without electricity, I opened the fridge once the power went on and it was already still cold inside. So nothing changed with the fridge. That's that's because it was so cold outside. It wasn't going to get, nothing was going to defrost. Nothing happened. The fridge stayed exactly the same. I heard it go off. The only thing I did hear, we've got the fridge that we've got has the water that you don't have to open the door. You press a button and the water comes out. And in that, at the back of that, is ice cubes. So you can put ice in your drinks if you wanted to. And I could hear click, 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 click. These ice cubes were melting in that. But I think because of those ice cubes in that compartment, it goes in towards the fridge. It kept everything else in the fridge icy cold. By accident. It didn't mean to. It's just that it was melting in there. But I think the coldness of it all was just going into the fridge. And literally the second the power went on, I opened the fridge door to see if anything was off because I thought, throw it out now. Nothing. It was icy cold in the fridge. So nothing changed in the fridge. And we're talking 10 to 8 right down to 20 to 5. That's a long time for the power to be out. The fridge should have defrosted. Nothing. It was all iced. So who's complaining? Not me. Anyway, moving right along. I am complaining. It's such a whinger. Hello, we said hello, Linda and Laurie. Hello, Ashley, beautiful Raylene is in the house. Hello. And who else? We're all moving in. Hello. My house is like ice now. Is it, Ash? In your area, it's like ice. That's at least good about your fridge. I know, right? I thought I was going to throw everything out. And to be fair, I was down to margarine and butter, and I think I had some couple of sliced cheeses in there and half a avocado that I had used today from the day before. And I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter if I throw that out and the milk out. Doesn't matter, because I didn't fill up the fridge on purpose because I knew this was going to happen. And then because I realised that the fridge was icy cold, I still could have filled it up and had a normal fridge last night. So we had junk food last night, which was a bad thing. We had Colonel Sanders, which was a good thing. I love KFC. And so we had junk food last night, yes. And now this morning my tummy's all over the place. I don't do well with junk food anymore. It's just she's such a whinger today, guys. Beautiful Claptrap is in the house. Claptrap, I read the email. I haven't had a chance to respond. I do apologise. And we did have no power yesterday. I could have responded by mobile, using mobile data, but I held out. And I'll do that in the morning. Thank you, by the way, for that, what you said. Thank you very much. And I will respond when I get an opportunity. Green Butterfly, hello, hello. Lovely to have you here. What a time, says Green. Cheers, everyone. What a time. Mm. So after having no power yesterday, I ended up by 3 o'clock. I wrapped myself up in blankets and then just went on the couch. There was nothing to do. I was cleaning in the morning. To be fair, the second the power went off, I was washing some dishes. So that doesn't bother me because our hot water's on gas and it's running water, so that didn't change. So I thought, okay, well, let me throw the rubbish out because it was a bit dark in the house still at 10 to 8, right? It's weird, isn't it? So I took the rubbish out, and as I walked out, I looked up, and they already had the crane up, and they had a couple of guys in the crane. They look around at me, and I'm looking up at them, and they're outside my power pole, right? And I just sort of half a smile, put the rubbish in the bin, and then went in the house. And then at around, I don't know, it might have been 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I thought, it was so cold in the house, I thought, forget it. Let me go and check the mail anyway. So I went out to check the mail. I'm looking up, and they're only a house over. Did they spend the whole day at my pole? Who knows? Well, I didn't watch them because you can't really see from where I am. You can only see if you go out. And so I thought, could they have just moved one pole over and it took the whole day to do the one pole? What are they doing with that pole? So, yeah. So that really the work that they did, the trucks were all there right outside our driveway. What's going on in our driveway? So, yeah, it's obviously it might be for who knows, it could be for the neighbours down who built all those units there. Could be that we needed a whole new power source down the street. And the main one just happens to be outside our house. Of course it does. Of course, just add to the collection of all the dramas that goes on in front of my house every day. So, hi Trish, how are you? Lovely to have you here. Good afternoon to you. Well, it's good morning from here at Melbourne, Australia. So there you go. Water time again. Let's have water time again, Green says. Cheers. And Trish from New Zealand says, it was so cold this morning, I dressed up like an Eskimo inside the sun. Inside, the sun is out now for a while. And I'll talk about that in a minute too. Thumbs up, says Ashley. Cost you guys absolutely nothing. Does mean the world to me. Now, let's talk about the sun for starters. Yesterday, it was sunny, even though it was 11 degrees Celsius. I keep saying that because obviously the coldest day of the year, I had no power, yeah? It's not the coldest day of the year. I'm sure there'll be colder, but this was the coldest day I've seen, right, in a long time. And around the kitchen area where I do my normal top-down videos, where you see the main, I call it the workstation. It's my kitchen table, but I'm not going to tell you that. And so I realised the sun was always booms in around 2 p.m. in that area. That's why I don't like to record much thereafter. Well, it's between 2 and 3 during winter, and between 3 and 4 during summer, or even 4 and 5 sometimes. So I get away with longer hours in summer, which is great. But when I saw the sun come in, I thought, I picked up, because I'm washing and blocking my squares, these guys right here, we'll talk about that in a minute, and I leave them there because, that's the daylight and, they dry quicker. So I went over there to pick them up and thought, oh, it's nice and sunny. I moved the kitchen table right over to the window, wrapped myself up with blankets and sat in the sun, and it was so beautiful. And you don't realize how much electricity makes a difference in winter. I think in summer you'll be really hot and uncomfortable, but you will cope. But in winter, it's just so cold. And she's such a whinger. Anyway, so I'm washing and blocking these squares. So far, I have 97 squares washed and blocked, and I still have heaps more to do. Now, I may need to ring Bendigo this week because I'm short on this colour here. I don't think I'm going to make the light colour. I think I'm going to be like maybe 12 squares short, I calculated. And I thought, what do I do? Do I pull some off the shelf? Or do I see if Bendigo has the same dye lot? So I thought, you know what, I'll check with Bendigo. If they've got the same dye lot, I'll purchase it and do express post like a loser. Did I say that out loud, like a loser? Because I want this finished before the show so that I can use at the show. So we'll see. Moving right along. All right. So Fluffy Kitten, hello. Wondered where you were Wednesday. Yes. Cold, says Ashley. No, Green says it's cold over where they are from. Yes. I dragged my whole sofa into the sun, Says Trish. Well, that's what I did. The whole kitchen table, the whole big table is sitting right up, was sitting right up to the window. Imagine the neighbours thinking, what is she doing? And it's literally one of those sliding windows. It's a door, right? So it's quite big. So the normal kitchen table that's in the centre of the house was now right up against the window. And these little legs is dangling down off a chair. They would have been laughing at me, but I don't care. Oh, especially since they wouldn't have had power either. No. She's such a whinger. How are you enjoying the sole ownership of the yarn room? Well, I haven't been able to enjoy it because, as you know, Claptrap, I've been sick for starters. But the other thing was also on the Friday that I wanted to work in this room, assuming that without the power I could just work in the room. It was so dark. I don't realise how much these units around us block off our light. I didn't realise it because we always have lights on in the house during the day, right? And it never dawned on me that how dark it was in the house. It did not get light. This room apparently was the lightest room and it was dark. So I spent most of the day in this room. And then when I went to check those blocked squares pieces that I had to see if they were dry, I realised that that part of the house, the sun had come through, and it usually does in the afternoon. So really, I didn't spend much time in here doing anything, being the fact that I was sick and losing power. But I'm starting to feel better now. This is the week to get this room organised finally. And I still got stuff all over the floor from when I threw them down the first time. I've only put maybe, I'd say half of the yarn. No, more than half. About 3/4 of the yarn is on the shelves now. There's still another quarter on the floor. They're all in bags, but they're on the floor, to be fair, you know. So I haven't enjoyed it, Claptrap, at all. I've been such a whinger. Hi, Yvonne. Oh, she's a whinger today, isn't she? Such a whinger. And Trish says, I sit right up against my ranch slider in the sun. I know, right? When you need it, Trish. Yvonne says, I'm talking to you from my bed because it's cold. Everybody's cold. And oh, you're from Perth as well. So you're from Perth and Queensland and you guys have it cold. You never have it cold. What's going on up there? Fluffy says, I had to water Mary. I think I dehydrated her. Yeah, there's no branches this week, Fluffs. Actually, there is, but it's more on the sides. This week, I spent the whole week. I had chocolates, I had biscuits. The only thing I didn't have is lollies, which I love a lot. And that's, you know, one of those things that I used to eat all the time. But I just guzzled down rubbish all week. I'm going to have to work out for 7 hours just to lose the first day's worth of guzzling, let alone the last 4 days, 5 days. Yesterday was worse. I opened up a packet of Tim Tams. I got through 3/4 of a pack of Tim Tams by myself. I am in so much trouble. I am. That diet that I was on all those years ruined in 1 week. 2 years of dieting is ruined in a week. Oh, Jeremy, hi Jeremy. We're having a bit of a laugh, bit of a giggle here at my expense. So I've grown in width, not in height. I never grow in height. I only ever grow in width. Jeremy says, I missed your last live stream. It was too late for me since I had a French exam the next morning and I had to sleep in. Ah, bonjour. I used to love French. I did French in high school, but not really after high school. So I don't know the language well. I know je t'aime. I know that's cute though, isn't it? Je t'aime. I know la peau, le finet, le chien, le chiat. All the little things, but I don't know anything else. Regla, can't say it now. Regla, the ruler. What else do I know? I don't know anything else, Jeremy. That's it. I'm sure I know more, but I've forgotten. Pantaloon. I've forgotten all. She's so naughty. Raylene says, separation, eating, missing your son. I know, right? That's what I'm using. That's the excuse I'm using, Raylene. She's stressing out. Lost my son. Let's have another biscuit. My son left home. Have another Tim Tam. Okay, let's have another packet. So naughty, guys. I'm so naughty. Ashley's in process of doing the red beanies and keychains for August for my fundraiser. You go, girl. Clubtrap says, my son says the houses in Australia are cold. He and his wife are not enjoying the experience. Imagine being in Melbourne where, if you didn't know Australia, guys, Australia looks like that with a little point, a little round there. And we are right down there. We're just above Tasmania. That's Tasmania. And we are just above Tasmania. It's freezing. I feel sorry for Tasmania because they would feel the cold more than we do. I'm such a whinger today, guys. You know, it's because I've had such a long 2 weeks. And to be fair, we've only had one video go out in 2 weeks. She's so naughty from being sick, from having electrical issues. And I was paranoid that after the power went on yesterday, that it was going to damage some, you know, our internet connection, and they were going to do, because these things happen when they do things in this area. Things always go wrong. So I thought, you know what, any money, there's not even going to be a live Saturday because of this. I'm going to be fuming. And I was just working myself up for nothing. The fridge was perfect. The live is on. Everything's normal. So let's do this just in case. But things usually go wrong when they work here. They usually do. Water time says green. Tim Tam on special at Woolies for $3. Don't tell me now. I'm not allowed to buy any after this week. I swear. You know what I had? They had Cadbury block of chocolates, the smaller one, on special for $4 at Coles last week. And if you buy two, you know, you've got your deal, whatever. So I bought two, and I had a block and a half by myself. Tim Tams, chocolates. I had the cracker biscuits, but I eat those. They're not too bad, those ones, the sagatars, yeah. The seaweed ones, right? And then I had the plain ones. I think they're worse than the seaweed ones. But you know, they're not as bad as eating all that chocolate. My stomach is out here. It's expanded twice, double. And that's all three of them. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. So naughty. Cheers. All right. I am naughty. I'm very naughty. All right. So guess what, guys? I told you there'd be a sneak peek of the top. Now, I finished the top. I really did. I edited it, and I found 4 errors that I have to fix. And that was really late Thursday night. And I thought, you know what? I'll have to wait till tomorrow. So I turned it off and I watched a movie, you know, as you do. And sat down and thought, oh my gosh, I have no power tomorrow, so I couldn't do it. But it is finished, so it's going up Monday, guys, yeah? Oops, it's upside down. So there you go. I was going to wear it over this pink cardigan. Let's try that again, skivvy. The pink skivvy, because this had lots of pink in it. But when I tried it on, it looked blah over the skivvy. Isn't that terrible? It suits better not to wear a skivvy. It suits better to wear like some sort of chemise or something underneath it. So ready? Here we go. Ta-da! All done. As you can see, mine's a little wide, but we won't go into that. Check out the sleeves. So cute. So cute. I love those sleeves. Aren't they cute? Little puffy sleeves. And little puffy sleeves. It's good puffy because it covers things we won't talk about. So there you go. And I did the 2 rounds. Like I said here, I was going to do 1. I did the 2 rounds, and I said in the video, if you wanted to do more rounds, you could. But the 2 rounds actually, look, I'll try it on over the skivvy. How's that? So you can see it on, but it doesn't look, I don't think the skivvy does it justice, yeah? It doesn't look that good. So we'll take off our nice vest. It's the word, nice vest. Are you ready? It does look better without the skivvy, okay? So heads up. And it does, I think it would look better having like a white shirt or a little chemise under your top. I don't like it with a skivvy. I think that the skivvy just doesn't do it justice, yeah? It doesn't seem right, but look at that. Ta-da! Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. We're done. Look at those sleeves. They're so cute. I love the sleeves. Now, if you wanted to, you could make the sleeves longer down to your wrist. So all you have to do is do that pattern all the way down to the wrist. Leave yourself one little finger down at the wrist space so you can do those rounds right there. Okay, so it's cute. I love it. But again, I don't think the skivvy does it justice. Let's pull up the sleeves and pretend like I don't have sleeves. How's that? Ta-da! I don't think the skivvy does it justice. I think maybe a white shirt. Look at that. Looks so much better without the skivvy. That's with skivvy, without. Without. But I love the V-stitch look. And I thought about the top. You could have actually, we could have done it more like that. But this particular cotton, if you, by the way, if you were using Bendigo Woolen Mills cotton 10 ply, it would have been better for this top. I think this cotton here is a little bit dense. There's a thickness about it. I know the 10 ply has a thickness at Bendigo as well, but this has like a, it's hard to explain. It's a little bit stiff, this cotton. Can I use the word? It's very strong, very dense, whereas the Bendigo is a soft cotton. A top like this would suit better a softer cotton. That would sit better, I think. It still sits okay, but it would sit better with a softer cotton, in my opinion. Ow, 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 ow. That's too tight. See these? See how this cotton just changes colours? And I didn't like it. That's the front. That's the back, by the way, guys. And see, my top sits nicely over the shoulders. But if you wanted to tighten yours, you could tighten it even more. There's no right or wrong way of doing this, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to put my vest back on. My vest back on, as you do. I've got the right side, yes. Now, the reason I know that the wrong side and wrong side, and I'm not going to do this again anymore, I popped the starting chain at the back. Oh, this vest is gone. Ah, that's better. Oh, that's better. The starting chain for the first beginning of the round at the back. So I can tell when it's the back. So that's at the back. But from now on, and with this one here, I did it as well. I popped the starting chain up here. Now, I don't know, most people will do it at the back, but up here is better. You can't see it. Your hair, even with short hair, your hair is there. So you won't be able to see it. But if it's at the front or the back, you can see it. Now, these particular tops, both of them are made where you can wear them both ways. There's no front or back with tops like these, yeah? So anyway, it's done, as you can see. And the only thing I haven't done, really, is take photos of it and pop it on the video for... I edit the video and then I add the photos in later. And then I thought I'd do it yesterday and I forgot all about the no power yesterday. And that's funny, you know, in your head you think, oh, no worries, I've got a whole day Friday to do this. It'll only take me an hour and a half in the morning to get it all sorted out. I'll have it uploaded by lunchtime. No power. I forgot. My brain just went into forgetful mode, as you do. Now, let's go. I've missed all the chat. Oh, my gosh. Okay, you're making up for lost time. Looks like you're doing a good job. Enjoy, Fluffy Kitten. Thank you. Go for a nice long walk, Mary. I know, I thought of doing that green, but it was so icy cold outside. That's such a wimp. Thank you, Yvonne. You love it. Oh, who was that? So pretty, says Fluffy. Thank you. Can I make it long sleeve? Yes, you can. We'll talk about that again in a minute. Very pretty. Thank you, Camille. Long enough to hide bingoing. Yes, that's what I meant, Claptrap. Some of us have some special layers on our arms. We won't talk about it. Trish says very nice. Fluffy says very nice. Jeremy says that looks great. Thank you, everyone. Yvonne says very nice. Dorothy, ... Hi, Dorothy. I didn't say hello. Very nice. Thank you. And Freezing says Fluffy Kitten. I'm loving the fashion show. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Yes, and right. Left and right. No sleeve, with sleeve. I might do the walk. Da, 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 da. No, not a fashion person. The colours are nice. Thank you, Claptrap. I did play with colour. We'll talk about that in a minute. Long sleeve would be great, Ashley. Yes, long sleeve would look beautiful. And you could use exact same style. And then all you have to do is tighten up that arm area, which I show you in the tutorial anyways. Suits top, yes. Actually, shades of purple would be wonderful. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Yeah. Marty wasn't, he could have joined us in his baggy shorts, special shorts. Yes, I know, right? Carmen, hi Carmen. Hello. You just missed a fashion show. Oh, you might have seen it. Colors are fantastic. All right. So let's talk quickly about everything for a minute. Now, As you know, yours truly, not a skinny girl. So, you know, not like I used to be. Isn't that funny? I used to be so skinny once. Should see my wedding dress. Nobody could fit it, right? Isn't it weird? Okay, so what I did here with this was, because I'm not a skinny girl, one round of the V-stitch went from one side of the armhole all the way around back to the other side. The colours changed 3/4 of the way through the round. We won't even go there. So I had to cut to make my colours make it in the round so that each colour was the same in the round. So no, you don't have to do it, guys. And if you look carefully at this one right there, there's a bit of orange in that yellow, right? That, believe it or not, was not the orange coming through. That was in the yellow. And I thought to myself, do I cut the yellow right here and add another yellow? I thought, no, it'll be all right. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't look good. I don't like it. Right there. Right there. How do you like that, right? But with the sleeves, I kind of did the same thing as well. But I noticed that with the sleeves, and you may notice as well, the colours of the skeins I used down there was a little bit different than the colours in the sleeves. It's the same dye lot, got it from the same batch, but they look brighter than the other colours. Like they're a bit more bold. Whereas down here, if you have a look at these, they're not as bold. It's hard to explain, right? The shading of that dye lot was different. Even though it came from the same batch, I got them all in the same bag, a bag of 5 or 6 or whatever it was in one bag, and I got the same bags that came in the same dye lot. The 2 bags, I bought them both from memory. I think one bag had one out, right? But they had the same dye lot, the same numbers, but they look a little different. You can't really tell unless you are close up and make a careful, and you can tell these 2 oranges are were a different scheme than the orange that's on the sleeve. And you can really tell when you get close up. You can see that's brighter than that orange. Okay, bolder. One's bolder than the other. That's color combination. Color changing to suit me, right? But if you made this top in a softer 10 ply 4 weight, not a dense 10 ply or 4 weight, it would sit so much better. Even though it looked all right, it looked good, don't get me wrong, but I find this really dense. It's a dense cotton. It's not a soft cotton. And Bendigo Woolen Mills cotton would have been better for this project. Okay, now which one did I use? I used Karen Cakes cotton. I'm looking to see if they're on the floor. They're not here. Oh, yes, they are. I used this kind of cotton. It's not the same colour, but this is the sort of cotton I used. I used that, right? Different colour combination, really. But I used that kind of cotton, which to me is a little dense. I found it a little... There's nothing wrong with it. It suits certain tops, but it didn't suit this top, I don't think. Having said that, I will wear it, okay? And another thing, this is not my colouring. These are not the colours I would wear normally, but I will wear it because I made it, right? I made it. I will wear it without long sleeves. And to make it long sleeve, all you have to do once you get to the V-stitch section that goes around, just keep going. Just keep going till the length you want. Give yourself 1 finger left. So stop a finger before the length that you want, because 1 finger will be the 2 rounds of single crochet. First round is a close-up round where it makes you decrease a little, and the second round is the round that just locks everything into place. All right, so just remember that. I do say that in the tutorial. I mention it a lot in the tutorial so that you can understand that you just need to give yourself 1 finger available at the end if you decide to make your sleeve as long as you want. There's no rules in that area. It just keeps going. Once you get to the V-stitch section, I tell you head off on your own and do this amount of V-stitches, or to the length that you want. Allow yourself a finger-free space so that you can add the last 2 rounds. And that's pretty much it. It's a very basic top, yeah? And let's go back. What have I missed? What have I missed? I have missed a lot. Fluffy Kitten, Time Pot of Tea. Oh, nice. The colours are fantastic. Thank you, Laurie. Carmen, we said hello to Carmen. Yes, I have finished last part being doing my beanies. That's good. Good girl. Um, Green Butterfly throwing a tea party, I think. Oh, nice. Long Cool Woman, hello, hello. We were all skinny once. One time only. I know, right? It was between I'd say it was between 21 and 27. After that, even though that was only 2 years ago, it was downhill from there. Green, right, hang on. What be better in shades of purple? The beanies, yes. The jumper that Marie was wearing. I'm not sure what you mean there. Where is middle? I know she's missing. What a day to be missing, hey? I was going to show off the top. Hi, Elaine. Sorry, I haven't been around for a while. Well, you're here now, darling. That's okay. Yvonne said she might not be able to make Saturday just yet. Oh, okay, okay. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie, did you see the top? Yay! Go back and watch the live from the beginning. You see me wearing it in my parade. No, I don't really. I just show you with sleeve, without sleeve. Don't you love it? Sorry, I can't repeat all that. I lost focus. Oh, can repeat all that? No, I'm not repeating anything. Go back and rewatch. Green tea with little raw honey, delicious. Oh, good on you, Green. Everyone's saying hello, hello to Bonnie. And the fluff star. Yay, fluff star. Everyone's saying hello. I just can't get to my original weight, 4 pounds and 3 ounces. Oh, well, that's a shame. I just can't get to any weight. You should be more sad for me. Laurie's Stories and Crochet. Hello, hello. Everyone's saying hello. Jeremy says, if you were to pick one stitch for an Afghan, what is your go-to? Believe it or not, it is the V-stitch. It is the V-stitch for me. I love the V-stitch as a blanket rather than as a piece of clothing. It's my favorite. But there are other ones out there. And when I say V-stitch, this one here is double crochet V-stitch, where they're 2 doubles together. The other V-stitch, which will be good for a blanket, is your double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet, and then you pop that in between every V-stitch in every round. It comes out beautiful. And it depends if you're using a color change as well, yeah? Camille, did I say hello, Camille? Hello, hello. I can't remember if I said hello. I don't think I did. Hello. I've been crocheting and watching, so I'm getting caught up on chat. That's okay. Who was that? Laurie? I don't know who that was. I'm trying to catch up on chat too. Because of her nice, I believe, hope I'm not starting rumours. But because of her niece, maybe. I'm not sure I've lost the chat somewhere. The sedge stitch is nice. Sedge stitch is beautiful. V-stitch is for my next one. Thank you. Well, I'm actually doing, Jeremy, you're in luck. You're in luck. I'm doing a V-stitch blanket on the channel. Not that one there, a V-stitch with the chain one. I've done the double crochet V-stitch on the channel, so I thought I'm going to try a V-stitch with the chain. That's actually coming up very soon. You're probably looking at about a week and a half away before we started. So we're doing one on the channel. So glad I caught you live. Cara, hi Cara, lovely to have you here. Go back and watch the live from the beginning and you see me wear this top right there. It's all complete. I like the linen stitch. There's a lot of stitches out there though, Jeremy. There are so many stitches out there, yeah. Tina, hi Tina, hello, hello, hello. I have made 4 baby blankets with the V-stitch. It's great, isn't it, Elaine? I love it. You can't go wrong. And you can do it in front of the TV and it still looks pretty enough that everybody thinks you spend hours thinking about the stitch when really it's a basic stitch, yeah. I'm making a V-stitch blanket. Good on you, Tina. And we're all going to be making one soon. Definitely going to be making one soon. Now, as you know, I'll have to go back and check the colours. 3 of our subscribers have already chosen those colours. Actually, they're here on the live except one. One was Carmen. She's here on the live. The other one was Claptrap, and we'll talk about the colours in a minute. And the other one was Rosalind. So Carmen chose blue denim, which I don't think I have any here to show you because they're in the bag. So blue denim. Claptrap chose cream, and Rosalind chose curry. So we have those 3 colours already roaring and ready to go, Jeremy. And in that tutorial, I'll show you how to colour change and carry up your yarn so you don't have tails at the end of each row. And I show you a different way of carrying up. A lot of people just pull the tails up like that. No, I crochet the color in to the back of the side stitch. So when you get to the top, you just pull that thread through and you carry on. And you see very faint a little bit of those colors. It's very faint and you can't tell they're there. And it doesn't matter anyway because we put a border round on our blanket and it covers those tiny little bits that you see. And so no one sees the carry up. It makes the blanket stronger. You don't have 2,493 ends to weave in. You only have 3 down below on both sides and 3 up the top, and then maybe 1 to do your border rounds in. If you use one skein, like if I was to use the cream as a skein, because it's 200 grams, it would just make the whole border rounds without having any tails. It's 200 grams. It's a very large skein, right? And 200 grams is enough for border rounds on a blanket, I think. So we might mix and play with colors. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But we have those 3 colors. One's a blue, one's a gold, and one's a cream. Gold is more like a dark gold. I've got some here in stock. They're on the floor probably. I haven't put them up yet. But you've seen me work with the curry before. I've worked with the curry on many of our projects. Oh, what am I saying? Our jacket. The curry right there is that golden one that you see right there. That's the color of the curry. The blue denim is like a dark blue, but it's a shimmery kind of dark blue. It's an unusual color. And the cream is just that cream right there. Very similar. No, it is that cream right there. It's the same color, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'll check when I see them. Now, I found them in a bag when I was cleaning up here because I thought I'm going to have to reorder over at Bendigo because I couldn't find them. And when I was cleaning up the other day, or 2 weeks ago, I found them in the bag and thought, yes, I don't have to buy anymore. So there you go. So keep in mind, we will be doing the V-stitch blanket with Carmen's blue denim, Claptrap's cream, and Rosalind's curry. We will be doing the V-stitch blanket, not the blue denim, the V-stitch blanket. That sounds difficult. I'm kind of still. No, it's not. It's not. Where's my hook? Where's my hook? We're going to do this. I'll give one of my old hooks here. We're going to do this live for fun. We're going to do it live for fun. I found some old yarn here. As you do. I don't know. I just look around and I find it. We're going to do it right now, this very second, and then you're going to see it on the tutorial better. Live is not really good, but it'd be good to see so you can see how simple it is to carry up yarn. This is not a good hook. It's going to hurt my hand, this hook. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Here we go. See, if you didn't know this, guys, I use the Clover hooks because they don't hurt my hands. I need something very light, not wide, but a lot of people like the handles wide because they say it's easy, it doesn't hurt your hands. I need a light hook, a lightweight hook. Those metal ones, they're heavy. Oh, they're okay for one project, and when you start using them, Diabolical was what threw me off. What happened? Oh, I might have missed some chat. That sounds difficult. C2C is fun. Oh, C2C is fun. Some people can't do C2C, which I find really odd. Diagonal, not diabolical. Oh. You crochet from one corner to another. If I could show you, I would. Mary, could you tell me more about it? Okay. I'm not sure what we mean. I'm assuming we mean corner to corner. Diabolical was what threw me off, yes. Have you used the one I got you yet? No, not yet. I will when I get a chance. Actually, I'd like the Diabolical. Okay. It's very easy once you know how. I know, Yvonne, and I say that to people, but they still stress with it. And I've had someone say to me, no matter how hard they try, they can't do the corner to corner, but they can do these amazing fancy stitches, which to me, it doesn't make any sense. The corner to corner is very basic, but a lot of people just can't do it. Yeah. So I'm just going to chain a couple of stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 10. I'm not even counting. Let's just do that, right? And I'll just do, I don't know, a couple of double crochets across. Now, we're not doing live antics today, guys, because I've been unwell. I haven't had time to catch up on all our live antics projects. So what I'm going to do over the next week and a half, we're going to try and catch up on these projects. I do have, get this, guys, we have part 7 of the blanket coming this Thursday. fingers crossed that I'm going to make it. This will be the first time I may not make it. I hope to make it and get it done by this Thursday. I'll start recording it on Monday morning. Each day I'll be doing a recording depending on the pattern I use. If I find that pattern a little difficult, it's going to take long, I'll move that pattern up to part 8 rather than part 7 and do something simple for part 7. All right, so we're at the end of the row. I've done double crochets across, and you're just going to do a start your normal double crochet, and you've got two loops left on your hook. Drop that yarn, grab your next thread. We're going to do it properly on the actual tutorial. Just pop your hook yarn over your hook, pull that loop through. Now what you're going to do is leave both those tails like that, right? You're going to just hold the tails real tight, chain 1, hold that chain there, grab the blue that you're still working with, pop it over your hook, hold it there, chain. Do it properly, Mary. Come on, you can do this. I've got too many tails now. Give me. Oh, she's lying now, guys. Okay, grab the blue. I can do this. Grab the blue, pop it over the chain. Not that blue, that's the tail. Grab the working yarn of the blue and pop it. Can't do it back to front. Pop it around your green. Chain 1. That's your second chain. Grab the blue, popping it around your green. Chain 3. Turn your work. Now, you can either bring that tail back, which we probably will do, and then start your double crochet in the very next stitch. And what will happen is, I'll show you just 2 double crochets. That thread will dangle. It's dangling up the top. So when you come back around, you do the same. You go up 1, 2, 3, the same way we did this one. And now it's up the top when you come back. So we're going to talk, and I'm going to do the next row. And I'm going to add something else, another color I've got here, just for now, so you can see it. And then we're going to do it top down properly as well. Yeah. I've lost all the stitches. Stitches, stitches, and chat. Okay, here we go. They are shorter for Mary as they are short. I use them too as they are shorter for me. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Hi, Catherine. And everyone's talking the hook. I mean, yes, I know what you meant, Ashley. Gotcha. C2C can be done in so many stitches. There is such an easy pattern to do. Yeah, I just recently did dog jumpers in C2C. Yes. Hope you feel better soon. Yes, yes, yes. And it's a very first blanket. Okay, thank you, Bonnie. Middle did a stitch very similar look to yes, straight across. Yes, it's called, the original word for it's called sunken granny or drunken granny, where you do your granny stitches across and then you slip stitch down, so your work goes down like that. So you do that all the way across. When you come back around, you do your granny stitch in that sunken stitch or drunken stitch, whatever it's called. A lot of people call it the drunken or the sunken granny. It's an unusual word for it. How would you describe a jumper? That always confuses me. How would you describe a jumper? A jumper is a sweater. A jumper in Australia is just a sweater overseas. So if you hear the word sweater, it's the same as a jumper. Yeah. Very easy. Yes, yes, yes. Mary isn't a lefty. I used to be when I was younger, but no, I'm not. I'm right. I shared your live to my crafty friends. That's very nice, Cara. Thank you so much. Share those tutorials as well, guys. Share the tutorials because people want to see handmade. They want handmade and they want to learn to make it themselves. Share those tutorials. Thank you, Cara. I can crochet left and right-handed. Oh, go green. I might need to rewatch that a couple of more times. Jeremy, I'm going to do a top-down view, which is better for you to see in the tutorials. So keep your eyes peeled. We're going to do the V-stitch blanket in about a week and a half time. I can't start it this week because we have too many Live Antics projects and I need to finish part 7 of our own blanket that we're creating, yeah? it was a good seeing you. Unfortunately, I have to go. Have a fabulous day. Oh, Carol, we'll see you soon, darling. You take care. Claptrap says, I have only found C2C tutorials for Granny Stitch. No, there's so many different things you can do, Claptrap. We might have to consider that in the future. This is why I love this stream. I learn a lot, and you guys are all very kind. Thank you. Jeremy, that's great. Look, we have a great community, and I tell people that all the time. We have a great community on our channel here at Wow Crochet Designs. I'm sure other people do too, but I love our group. Our group of people are just pretty amazing, and some of them, if you message them privately, or you know them, or you make friends with them and you message them privately and ask them for help, they will help you. We have a great group of people on our channel, and that's just a part of having a channel, really, doesn't it? This is why we have YouTube, so we can share our experiences, if you will. So I'm on the end of the round, and we're going to start another color using my colors that I'm working on my squares, just for fun. We'll use this maroon. All right, so we'll do it again. Pop your yarn over your hook and pull it through the last 2 loops of the last stitch, yeah? Then you get your green and you pass it forward. Actually, you should have passed it forward before on the first stitch, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Chain 1 on the maroon, get that green, passing it back towards you. Chain 2 on the maroon, get the green, pass it back. Chain 3 on your maroon, turn your work. And before you start your stitch, grab that green, passing it forward so it's in front of you, yeah? Start your normal stitching like normal all the way across. So your green, or the thread from the round below, will be dangling in an odd spot. Leave it there, all right? Because at the end of the row, we're going to use it for the next round. And in fact, you're going to see the blue come up now, Jeremy, and you're going to think, oh, that was so easy. Once you do it once, the rest is easy, yeah? The rest is easy. So I'm going to be there in a second. That was a joy of doing only a small amount of stitches. And then you'll see how easy it is, and you will not have any tails, right? I'm at the second last stitch right there. No, that's the third last. That's the second last right there, yeah? Now, I crochet very tightly, so my chains will be difficult to see. They're right there. Oops, where am I? They're right there, right? So what I'm going to do is start my stitch in that very tight chain, and that's why you need stitch markers, because the chains come across really tight. So we're going to use stitch markers in the tutorial. So I'm going to get it in that chain. It's really tight, and it's tighter because it's got the blue thread in there as well. But we will use stitch markers, and I'm going to advise that you do use stitch markers for this pattern, because that thread coming through the chain, not going to work for me, that thread coming through will tighten your stitch. It will. It's normal, because it's almost like you're wrapping the chain up, like you're wrapping it up, putting to bed. You're putting the chain to bed. Gee, I do crochet very tightly. There we go. So the hook is in they're ready to go. Now I'm going to split the blue, can you believe it? So we're going to start the double crochet like normal, yeah? But you're going to complete that whole stitch using the blue. Shall I do that? No, tell a lie. You're going to do your 2. No, you are, and I'll explain. Lost the stitch. She's such a drama queen, guys. Let me do that again. All right, so you pop your hook in. You're going to pull the loop through like normal, but you're going to hold it there. You're going to grab remember we were bringing the blue up? Yeah. Pass your blue forward. Yeah. And continue your maroon. Yeah. Then you pass your blue up, or you hold it up, and you pull the loop through of the blue. You've now raised the blue up. Chain 1. No, don't chain 1 yet. Sorry. You've raised the blue up. You want to get your maroon, because you're going to prepare your maroon for the next round. Passing it forward, chain your blue, 1. Pass the maroon back, chain your blue, 2. Pass your maroon forward, chain your blue, 3. Place a stitch marker. Well, that's going to be too tight. Turn your work, pass your maroon forward, and start your next stitch. Now, when we do the tutorial, You will see it better during the tutorial, and I'll do it real slowly for the first 2 or 3 rows, not rounds, they're rows. And all you have to remember to do is to make sure you don't tangle your yarns up at the end of each row. And so what you're seeing with your, that's what it's looking like, all right? Ignore that tail because that's got to go up to the next section, yeah? So what will happen is you'll get a slight, and you can see like a slight look of the colours in there. That's the back of the blanket, so you'll see those little slight raised colours. But when we do our border round, we're doing it around those chains. So you don't see that you have pulled that through. The only problem with this, it's not complicated. It just looks like it. All you're doing is passing the threads forward and back every time you chain one. Pass it forward, chain one, pass it back, chain one. Pass it forward, chain one. When you turn around, you pass your thread towards you, you let it sit there while you work your row. At the end of the row, you do the same on that side, pass forward and back. It's just time consuming, right? But it's a quick, it's not a slow thing. Once you get the hang of it, it's just got to keep doing that. It's like anything. You got to crochet like a dance, yeah? And then when you're finished at the end of your piece, you'll have these 3 tails down here, 3 tails up the top. You weave those 3 tails in, and then you just do your border rounds. If you were to cut at the end of each row, you would have a gazillion tails along here and a gazillion tails along there. When you see it done top down, you will notice how gorgeous it looks. I'm not going to do any more because that maroon I'm using for my project. I should have used something else to do the rest. Yeah. But it is a very easy stitch. It looks difficult, but it isn't. It isn't difficult at all. And I'll show you top down. But if you still want to cut your threads and weave in ends all the way through, then, you know, sucker for punishment, do it. But this way is so much easier, and it will be better this way. It will look better. It will sit nice. If you do it too tight, however, like I do, which is not a good thing, it can come across like it's pulling. So you don't want to do that. And I'll show you how to control that tension at the end of the row. And the blanket we're talking about, Jeremy, by the way, is this blanket here. Now, we have done, where is it, front and the back? Doesn't really matter, really, on this at this stage. We have done parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to do part 7 this week. Now, normally I would have started this last week, so it should have been complete by Monday. And then I would have spent the week editing it, playing with it, getting pretty photos. Now, I haven't done that because I've been sick, and of course we had, you know, no power on Friday, yesterday. So I'm going to put that down there where it belongs. And so I didn't get a chance to do that. But we're doing that this Thursday. And as you know, I have the diary for our annual project. Happens first Thursday of every month. So this Thursday is the day. Now, fingers crossed, I get it ready by Wednesday. If I can get it done by Wednesday, then all I'll need to do on Thursday is take a few snapshots and upload it. Yeah, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And I have just lost all the chat yet again. Let's have a quick drink first. Cheers. Thank you. Water time. Thanks. Water time again. You know, I've watched so many tutorials on YouTube, and I found Miri was the best way to learn. I don't know if it's her accent or her pacing. I just understand her. I think it's because, like some people say to me, your tutorials go so long. Why do they go so long? It's because I'm very thorough on each stitch or each project, that people say, oh, you talk a lot, but I'm talking about that one stitch. I'm trying to get across that one stitch, not the whole blanket, not the whole top, not the whole skirt, whatever it is we're making. That one stitch is very important to someone who is new. So when you say you don't know what it is, it's because you're learning. You're just learning, and to learn that stitch, this whinging little lady in the background, she's such a, is making a fuss on that one stitch. The reason is because you need to learn that one stitch. And that's the reason why my tutorials go a long time. I focus on the one stitch at one time. Even though I'm thinking about 10 other projects in the background. Thumbs up, thank you, Green Butterfly. Costs you guys nothing. Absolutely not even a cent. But it shows YouTube you want to see more of this. You want to see more of accidental live. I don't plan to do these live tutorials. They're accidental. Water time, says Green. Let's have another drink. She's a great teacher. And remember something, guys, as you may or may not know this, I used to work in a school as an integration aide or a teacher's aide, or, you know, what do they call them here in Australia? I can't remember what it was called now. It's such a long time. Learning support officer. Oh, learning support officer. Sound like a policeman. Yeah, so that's what they called it when I left. So before I started this, that's what I did. So I was working with children with needs. So there you go. She takes her time. Absolutely. That's why my tutorials go a long time. And I apologize to everyone because they're so long, but I really want to make a fuss about that one tutorial or that one stitch or that one pattern, yeah? Teachers without making you feel like a dummy. I know, right? Sometimes I feel like a dummy, Bonnie. Thanks for showing that again. And you know what? We're going to see it again when we do our top-down top, Laurie. It'll be so much clearer then. And then you'll say, how easy was that? And then you're going to think, oh, but I can see it. No, you won't. Once that border round is on it, you will not see anything. It will not be noticed. We've done a few things on the channel using that, yeah? Has anyone put Mary on fast playback speed? She sounds so... You know, someone put me on slow because they had to learn the stitch and they found that I was going too fast. They put me on slow and they said that I was talking like this. And they thought it was quite funny. How dare they laugh at my expense? Will you have to weave in those ends in after? Only the ends at the base, Jeremy, and the ends up the top. The side ends, you don't have to worry about it. But if you were changing your thread at the end of each row because you have to make those colors match, then you do have to weave in 100 million ends. But this way, you will only have to weave in the 3 at the base on both sides and the 3 at the top on both sides. And then 1 if you're going to change color to do a different color of the border round. 2, 1 in the beginning, 1 at the end. So it's so much less weaving in and still looks nice and you can't tell. I will pay some good money for someone to weave in my ends. Send them to me, darling. I'll do it for you. It's a bit of a distance, though. I don't think you're in Melbourne, Australia. So, no, I don't think it's going to work. It'll take us six years just to get the items sent backward and forward to each other. No, that's why you carry up this. Yes, carry up the side. Now, I don't do that with everything, but it works well with blankets. Having said that, I'm pretty sure it could work well with a top as well. If you were making a top, you could do that with a top. And I thought using this thread, which doesn't have any tails in it, just, you know, all the way through, would work wonders for this top. But it didn't for me because I like my colour to be the same all the way through in the one round. And because I'm a little bit larger than most, my colour didn't last the round. And so I found myself changing the colours either at the sides or in the middle or in, you know, different areas. And I ended up with 1,000 ends with that top. 1,000 ends. You know how heavy that top is? So many ends, you know. So there were so many ends on that and you can't tell that I've weaved in all those ends. So there you go. Looking forward to learning it, Mary. Thank you, Catherine. That's jogs my memory of doing that sometime in the past. We did that with, I really don't remember what we did it with. We did it on a washcloth. And then I did a border round from memory. We did it here on the channel, but we're going to do it with this V-stitch blanket coming up. We are going to do it. That's it. I've decided. Thanks, Jeremy, for reminding me. Well, I appreciate you coming on while you're not well. Well, I'm feeling a lot better today, Long Cool Woman, to be fair. I was very unwell on the Wednesday the last Wednesday, which was only a few days ago, if you think about it. And I wasn't going to do the live that day because I thought I was nasally. I'm still nasally, right? but I had that sore throat and everything. But I did the live anyway, and it wasn't too bad. It was only 40 minutes from memory or something like that. Bonnie says July the 3rd. July the 3rd is the date, yes, that we do the blanket on. Thursday, July the 3rd in Melbourne, Australia. I'm assuming yours is a different day because you're from overseas. Just shared live to my group, crochet group. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, thank you. Share those other tutorials. Share them, guys, because that's what they want to see. They want to see the lives too, but share the other tutorials. That's what they want to see. Bonnie, that's my payday, says Long Cool Woman. Yes. For the blanket coming up, do you have a certain yarn to recommend? I will be using the 8-ply or the DK weight, and it will be a Bendigo yarn, right? But anything DK weight, you can also use an Aran weight, which is a 4-weight rather than a 3-weight. So there's no rules in that area. You could use a 4-weight, you could use a 5-weight, you can go straight into your super chunky, whatever you want to use for your yarn. You can use a thin cotton if you want. Now, if you use something thin, just know that you need to add more stitches or it's going to be smaller. Yeah. So you're from overseas, Jeremy, so I think you call it a 3-weight yarn, right? That's the one I'll be using. But again, you can use the 4-weight, 5, whatever you want. There are no rules. That's why I love making blankets. There are no rules in that area. The only rules I will give you if you are creating for someone's baby, always check with the person you're creating for whether they want wool, acrylic, or cotton. Really important, because some babies might be allergic to wool, might be allergic to cotton, might be allergic to acrylic. So you need to check with mum or dad or whoever the parent is that what sort of yarn that you should use. Okay, and you can use wool, acrylic, or cotton for this blanket. It is a V-stitch blanket. It can be used with a super chunky yarn, making it super heavy, or it can be used with the 3-ply, let's try that again, the 8-ply yarn, which is a 3-weight, which makes it just pretty much the basic weight for baby. And you could use a 4-weight, which makes it a little bit warmer for baby, but not over hot. So it's entirely up to you. There's no rules, Jeremy. We're going to use an 8-ply, a 3-weight, or a DK weight on the channel, but you use what you like, yeah? Nice seeing everyone. Have a good week. Oh, you're off, Elaine. We'll catch you soon. Happy coming birthday. Bonza, I was a week ago. I'm not sure what you mean. Happy upcoming birthday, Bonza. Did you say you're going to have a birthday? Is that what you're saying, Flaps? I'm confused. I've got itchy now. I've touched that old yarn and dust is everywhere. Oh, the eyes are going. Look at the eyes. They start crying. Good day to get paid. I know, right, Bonnie? Sorry, everyone. I got to go. Oh, Yvonne, we'll see you soon, darling. You take care. But Mary didn't sing to me. Oh, so when was your birthday, Fluffs? I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. Didn't I sing to you yet? We'll have to do it now. I love that diary. I have one too. Yes, I support it. Helps support women with cancer, so I do like to support them. Yes, done that every year. Happy late, but is it your birthday, Fluff? Did I miss it? Shall we do it? Let's do it. Here's Jeremy. This is what we do when it's your birthday. Are you ready? I pretend to be a darker version of Marilyn Monroe. If you don't know who Marilyn Monroe was, she was a beautiful, beautiful, stunning actress in the 40s, 50s, I can't even remember now. Not that I was around that long ago. And she was stunning. And she had a thing for the American president, I think. She liked him. And she sang happy birthday to him. And that's what we're going to do for Fluffs today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fluffy. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Yay, blow out the candles. I just assume everybody's got a cake with candles. I used to have a King Charles Cavalier. Every time I sang the happy birthday song, she would bark all the way through the song. Nothing else. I could sing anything all day, every day, and she would just look at me like I was a weirdo. But the minute I sang happy birthday, bang, I wish she was around with us today. Oh, such a waste. So gone, so young. She was 12 when she passed, but you know. It's a lucky one now, Bonnie. I'm thinking, I'll be thinking of you. Okay. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Water time says green. Let's do that. Let's have some water. Cheers. Thank you, Green. You're watering me like a plant. Like a plant. I might just grow, not in width though. Don't let me grow in width. It's too late for that. This week I think I've doubled in width. I might not be there, unsure. Okay. It's okay. You didn't. You shouldn't. You're great. I love you. Oh. Bye, everyone's go. Bye. Goodbye. I'm not saying goodbye. Sorry, have a wonderful week. Yes. I've noticed in the same, I've had to cut yarn with top a couple of times. I know, actually, I find it too bold, the changes, yeah? Maybe on one of the squares for blanket, okay? I've never been so hydrated thanks to green. I know, right? We'll talk about that why in a minute, Jeremy. Oh, what yarn for the next blanket? Okay, what yarn? Yes, for the next blanket. Now, we're not starting it this week, guys. Don't get excited. I did say we're going to start it in about a week and a half or 2 weeks' time, so bear with me, yeah? But I'm using a DK weight 3-weight yarn. I'll tell you exactly how much when I start it, because here's the thing. I've got to do at least 1 or 2 rows to work out the amount of yarn you will need for your blanket. Okay, now I will be making mine a smaller size, but I will also be calculating that yarn for a larger size, and I will give you both those measurements, and you can decide how much yarn to purchase from there, unless you go through your stash. And trust me, guys, you will have enough yarn in your stash. Would Cheap Super Saver work? Jeremy, it will work. You need to check if you are making your blanket for a bub, check with the parents first, yeah? Because it depends on, some parents may not put a coarse or a scratchy yarn on their young one. If it's for yourself, you can make it in anything you like, yeah? Anything. And I've used cheap yarn before, you know, so don't stress. If you've got a cheaper yarn and you want to use it, by all means. I would say at this stage, I've got 200 grams per color, which makes it 400 grams, but I may need to pop on another 200 grams for the border round, or less, 150, 140, but border rounds, yeah? But it's entirely up to you if you just want to buy a certain amount. If you're making yours larger than mine, you need more yarn, okay? And again, we'll talk about the measurements around that time, and I'll let you know exactly how much yarn to purchase then. These are just rough ideas to let you know that my last V-stitch blanket was 600 grams worth, and it wasn't a very big one. Okay, so just a quick heads up there. Thank you. Yes. I've never worked with 3-weight, only 4-weight acrylic. You could do it in the 4-weight acrylic. Again, Jeremy, entirely up to you, yeah? There's no rules, really. Only rules if you've got parents that are fussy. That's the only rules you'll have. Oh, Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Just popping in for a few minutes and to hit the like button. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, Margaret, that's so cute. We'll see you soon, darling. You take care. Once this room is clean, Margaret, I'll have some bags of yarn for you, okay? And I will ring you and let you know once that's happened. Just keep your eyes peeled. It might happen within a week and a half or 2 weeks where I've got all these bags of yarn, yeah? There's so much to know. I had no idea. Jeremy, I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorials that aren't exactly crochet. They're on products that you need for crochet, right? And what I'll do is I'll do products that you can do things without having to purchase them. Like, you know, stitch markers. You look at stitch markers and you think, oh, she always uses stitch markers. There's a lot of stitch markers. I can't afford to be buying all these things. Don't use them. Use a piece of thread, okay? But mark your stitch when you are creating, especially if you're creating a project for someone else's baby or someone else. If you're doing it for yourself and you mess up putting your hook in the wrong stitch when you've slip stitched, oh, well, it's just one, okay? We're going to talk about that soon, because with this top, get this, there are 4 mistakes. 2 I fixed. The other 2 I literally had to cut into my work and fix that way. And we're going to do a small swatch. I'm going to maybe make a coaster or something and show you how to repair in the middle of a row. In the middle of the row where you cut into your work and you repair it while it's all done. It is so simple. People think, it must be difficult. It's actually not difficult at all, yeah? So I'm going to show you how to do repairs. This is what's happening over the next few weeks. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And it came to mind when I made mistakes on this top. And I did a whole round, and because I'm a big girl, I've said that so many times today, by the time I get around and then I start the next round and I get to the mistake, which is just before the end, I think, oh my gosh, that's 2 rounds I've got to take undone just to get right down here. How am I going to fix this? I just kept going, put a stitch marker in it, left it there, kept going, did my rounds, and then checked the colour that I used first before I continued. And I used that colour to cut into my work and adjust the error. And you saw me put that top on. I've shown you a few times. There's 3 mistakes, 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and then there's 2 up the top you can't see because they were weaved in earlier. Those 3 mistakes, if you really looked at it, you would have to go right up to it and still only see a tiny little look thinking, is there a mistake there or am I just imagining it? You can't tell the repairs. That's where we're going to come into. You're going to learn about repairs. You're going to learn about stitch markers that you don't have to use if you haven't got them. You're going to learn about sewing needles. You're going to learn about all sorts of things, different size crochet hooks for different yarns. That's something you need to focus on when purchasing yarn. There's a lot to think. There's a lot to do. Once you get it all, you kind of comes natural, yeah? Your birthday is the 3rd. Bonnie, is it on the 3rd? Oh, we'll see when we can get a birthday song out to you. It's like I have to make an appointment, yeah? I was advised not to make a baby blanket too holey to prevent little fingers getting tangled. Yes, little nails can get caught in them. Baby's little nails can get caught in them. You're right. You are right. My birthday was yesterday. Wasn't Jeremy, was it? We're ready to sing happy birthday to Jeremy? Was it really Jeremy, or are you just saying it so I can sing you happy birthday? Was it really? Hey, Jeremy, was it really? Was it? It was. Let's do happy birthday to Jeremy. Are we ready? This is twice in one line. This is great. Should have told me before. No, you have to have your own birthday song. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeremy. Happy birthday to you. Blow out the candles. Or candle. Depends on how many you have. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Marilyn liked a lot of men, just saying, but has an affinity for the Kennedys. Yes, had an affinity for the Kennedys. She sang with you. Oh, happy birthday, Jeremy. Everyone else having a birthday soon. Stop telling me I can't sing any more songs today. We're all 29 here, Jeremy. Yep, same. Turned 29 yesterday too. Oh, good. We're all 29 in this channel. No one is older than 29 here. It might be some younger ones, but there's no older ones. Don't use full body shampoo in the shower. Oh, what? A little bit confusing. Happy birthday, Jeremy. She has to sing to you now. I did. I did. I sang to everyone. Lovely. Thanks, great Margaret. Sorry, hubby called. He's on his way home. Yay. Oh, that's good. Get him to bring the milk. Tell him to get some milk. And bread. Are you going? Are you going? No, I just had to answer the phone. Okay. When he gets home, I will, but that's like 40 minutes. Oh, we've got plenty of time. We'll be gone in 40 minutes. I hope. Are you going? Are you, Green? We'll see you soon. Cheers, Green. Jeremy, I'll talk to you about that. Why we drink water here. I can't leave it. So look how many chats I've been missing. It always frog, but I'm crazy that way. Okay. All right. Now, the reason we drink water here, Jeremy, about a year and a half, or maybe 2. You know, I can't remember. I started a weight loss journey. Yeah. I was doing well. Don't get me wrong. I was doing okay. But a part of that weight loss journey was to drink water because, get this, Jeremy, during the day, I might have 3 coffees. I might have an aloe vera drink for dinner, 1 glass. That's all I drink. I never drink, well, that's all I drank. I never drank water. I never had water, not even once during the day. To make the program work, you have to drink water. It's as simple as that. And because I don't like drinking water, I said to everyone, right, you have to help me. Get some water in this body that doesn't have water at all, period, right? Unless it's in my coffee, right? So it was Green Butterfly's job to put me in line. So, right, girl, you're going to drink that water. And she's been looking after me ever since. Oh, she's so sweet. She might have gone, but if she's still here, we'll give her a big cyber hug. I hug that camera often. And actually, I touched the camera, see? Ooh, shake the camera. Bad girl. All right, so moving right along, I usually make a mistake. If it's unnoticeable, I leave it. If mistakes make character. Now, get this, long cool woman, another thing that people say. Crocheters in the past say that if they didn't make any mistakes in their project, they take a couple of rounds undone and they make a mistake and then complete the project. Weird, yeah? There was a saying that in every project you need to make one mistake. Leave it there or leave it hidden somewhere. No one knows it's there, but inside yourself you know that you've made the one mistake. It makes you, I don't know what the reason why they did it, but in my opinion it makes you realize that yes, you can make mistakes sometimes and it's okay. So they do that. It was a thing they were doing for a long time. And this was part of, I remember these Facebook groups, I'm thinking, why would you leave a mistake? Doesn't make sense. But they would leave the mistakes because it was their way of saying that we're not all perfect and we're going to eventually make mistakes. So it was a real weird thing. And it was part of a lot of the Facebook groups years ago when the Facebook groups were so busy. Now they're not so busy. Anyway, it's up to us to keep her water. Green butterfly usually takes care of that. Like when she's gone, I try to remind her. Good on your Fluff. She's all right. She's hilarious, our Fluffs. Green butterfly is doing a public service for all of us. Oh, it helps me grow, Jeremy. Mentally and physically. So there you go. To have as many candles as I have years, it would make a forest fire. Funny. That's hilarious. It makes your hair fluffy. Won't make body fluffy. Oh, but so yes, they keep me watered here, Jeremy. I'm still on my weight loss journey. I did, however, stop with the personal trainer. The personal trainer is a family member anyway, so it's not like, there wasn't no animosity or anything silly. It was just me saying, right, I think I've got enough information to continue. And she was great about it. She says, sure, go right ahead, do what you got to do. Now, I had the personal trainer for a couple of years. It was part of Fit SW, if anyone's interested. So, don't disagree with them. I think they're great. I just didn't want to keep paying for something that I know what I was doing now. So it's a matter of following it. But this week, I didn't follow anything. I did. The only exercise I did was Tim Tam, block of chocolate, Tim Tam, block of chocolate. Yes, there was a little bit of a sad loss of my son moving out, and that makes it very quiet here and very lonely. I had to share my time with someone, and it was the Tim Tams and the chocolates. And if you didn't know what Tim Tams are, Jeremy, they're Australia's famous, as you overseas would call them, cookies. They're our famous biscuits, and they are, I'm telling you, they are to die for. They melt in your mouth. And if I've also done the Tim Tam Slam here on the channel, where we bite one corner of one cookie, bite the other, and then you grab a cup of tea or coffee, and you suck the tea and coffee through the Tim Tam. I've done it many times, and I used to do them on my giveaways or my surprises, if you will. And by the way, and we're going to talk about surprise as well in a minute, we hit 28,000 subscribers this week. Yay! Very exciting. And when we hit our 30,000 subscriber count, we're doing a big surprise, and I'll be doing my Tim Tam Slam in that big surprise for you to have a look at. So you've joined at just the right time, Jeremy. And part of that surprise is I ship anywhere around the world. We call them surprises here and not giveaways, because we like to get rid of all those nasty people. And yet one nasty person got through. And I'm going to tell you about that person in a minute. But I managed to catch it in time. You and me, Bonnie, clickety click 66. Oh, Raylene. I'm happy. I'm 66. I'm still here. Oh, Bonnie, you got plenty of years, Mum. Plenty of years, Mum. Mistakes make you learn. Thank you, Bonnie. Jeremy, I want some of those now. They're to die for, Jeremy. They are to die for. I've got to tell you, I'm melting that mouth. It's not good for you. Although I should be leaning towards the weight loss as well. We all are, Jeremy. If I lean too far forward, all that weight's going to throw me down. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But it's true. I always say to them when I went to the doctors, he says, so you've got some stomach issues. Whereabouts? I said, I don't know, all three of them. And he just looks at me and laughs. 1, 2, 3. Which one do you want? All three of them are playing up this week. And it's because of the Tim Tams and chocolates and all the, oh no, I had, you know what else I had this week? This is not funny. I was feeling it this week. I had a whole box of Cheezels. A lot of cheese biscuits, cheese, what do they call them? We call them Cheezels here in Australia. They go on your fingers and you can eat them off that cheese rings. I'm so bad this week. And I just sat there, movie after movie, crochet. I shouldn't laugh. But if I was to rewatch this week with myself, it would make a great comedy show. It would make a comedy series. From eating, from being sick, from the power going out Friday and sitting there, I was wrapped up in blankets. And I was at one stage laughing because I thought, oh my gosh, this is the most ridiculous week ever. Everything went wrong this week, but it went wrong it's hard to explain, in a nice way, not a bad way. Like, I was enjoying the serenity, the quietness, but I didn't enjoy it too much yesterday because of the power was off. If I had power yesterday, I would have, just edited like normal. And to be fair, during the day, I don't notice any different because I'm just working all day, every day. That's my life, right? All I do is work. And so I don't miss anyone during the day. But at nights when it's quiet, crickets. That's when you miss having humans in your face. So yes, that's the hard times. But during the day, I feel nothing. It's like work. It's like every day is the same. Yeah, nothing happens. Nothing different happens except Friday. And I was thinking, now what am I going to do? I did read a little bit of the Share book. My daughter got me the Share, her life story. She got me that, and I read a little bit of that. But then I was so cold. All I wanted to do was snuggle under the blanket. You know what I did have? I had an iPad. It's an old, cheap iPad I have with a card game on it. And it had 100%. And I thought, that'll get me out of trouble for a couple hours. And I played card games for about half an hour. I think I dozed off for about 10 minutes and then woke up or something. I knew it wasn't long. And then it kept playing. And then I thought, now what am I going to do? And that's when the afternoon sun came in and I went to check and I thought, yay, it's so exciting. But I cleaned up in here a little bit in the morning and then stopped because it was so dark in here without power. And you don't realize how much all these units around, I mean, these neighbors, that neighbor over there, he built 3 units. My son's old bedroom in the other room is so dark now. His was the brightest room in the house. Now this room, which isn't very bright, is the brightest room in the house until 2 p.m., whereas that room on the other side is the sun goes right in on the kitchen. And I think that's why it was built that way, so that you could have a warmer afternoon when young children come home. They're assuming young children will be living in that part of the house, the lounge room, kitchen, dining area where, the family hangs out. So to make sure, that's how they design things. They design things around, I've got hiccups now, guys. They design things around the sun when they're designing. Cheers. One cup down. 1,000,000 cups to go. So yeah, that was my week in a nutshell. This week I hope to have a better week. Now, let's talk about this week. Oh, it's an hour and 23 minutes in. We haven't talked about it. As you know, Monday is my pattern writing day. But because I didn't upload the top on Friday, which should have gone up Thursday, but that's another story, it's definitely going to go up Monday because it's done. It just needs a photo and it needs me to re-edit the video and fix up, the few little errors that are in there. So that'll definitely go up on Monday because it's ready to go. If you think about it, it's almost ready to go. So I'm going to have my pattern writing day on Tuesday, which is normally Monday. So I'm going to pop that up on Monday, have a pattern writing day Tuesday, so you can get your top because you're waiting for it, yeah? Pattern writing day Tuesday. We have our live on Wednesday. I don't do anything on Wednesday. Thursday we'll be doing our live antics projects. the one from Luana, which I'm still messing up a beauty with. And it's such a small project, but I just can't seem to get it right because it's thin cotton. But anyway, and then we have a live antics. I'm lying. We won't have live antics Thursday. We'll have our blanket Thursday. We'll have a live antics on Friday. If I manage to get any more live antics done in between all of that, which I won't, then I'll add those ones in as well somewhere, maybe pop it in on a Wednesday or something. But if I do get it done before the end of that week, if I don't get it done, then I won't. But if I do get them done, I'll pop them in where I can. So you might get 2 tutorials up. Otherwise, you'll just get your normal blanket on Thursday, the top Monday, blanket Thursday, and then one live antics Friday. And the reason we're not doing live antics at the moment is because I've just got a build up of them. So I'm going to hold out until next week. Fingers crossed all of next week I can get most of the live antics done this week coming and the next week, and then we can go back to live antics Saturday week. Okay, I hope to do that. Now remember, we've got this Raylene's live antics of this project, which will be a big project too, because there's a lot of yarn there. There's 400 and I think there's 500 grams. I think I got 5 skeins. Yes, I'm sure I got 5 skeins. So it's about 500 grams there. So it's going to be a big project, yeah. Tim Tam Slams are cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got it all at once, yes. For upcoming blanket, could I use a blanket that has color change automatically? You can. And then you don't have to carry up if you don't want to, Jeremy. If you don't want to, that's fine. You just keep chaining up your 3. And I will give you a different way of doing the side seams if you like, to keep your side seams straight if you don't want to do a border round on it later. Okay. So I'll give you a pattern for that. And what I do is, that's what I do. I give 3 different ways of doing things, and then I say, right, this is the way I'm doing it, but these are another 2 ways that you can do it, or another way that you can do it. So if you have yarn that's one color and you just want to keep going bang, 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 you can do that without having to raise up any yarns, and just keep going until you get to the end. And to be fair, the V-stitch blanket does look better using different colors. But I understood what you meant, it's all right. But I would use a different color for the V-stitch blanket to give it that look. And if you're using the same 3 different colors, it gives it the look that you added those colors to make it look like that. Okay, but you can do a V-stitch blanket with one color. It looks beautiful just the same. You can do anything you want. There's no rules. I tell people that there are no rules. Okay, now if you want to see what a blanket will look like using the V-stitch, I will give you the basic count in the pattern, and you could do a small gauge swatch. And you can think, oh gosh, I don't think I like it. I don't think I like the color. Maybe I might use the 3 colors. Or I don't like the 3 colors. Maybe I might use the 1 color. And what you do is you do the little gauge swatch. That's not necessary for a blanket, right? Unless you're looking to make exact measurement. If your measurement's a few centimeters bigger or a centimeter and a half smaller, that's no big deal. It's not a big deal. But if you are looking to make the exact same measurement, then you probably would fuss with a gauge swatch. But I wouldn't worry about it with blankets. I don't think it's that important with blankets. Some people use it, even for the blankets. I never worry about it. Variegated, yes, makes pretty blankets as well, yes. Yeah, we got what you meant. It's all right, Jeremy. I did a gingham blanket, had to carry yarn throughout. That was challenging at first until I got the hang of it. I know it's quite basic at the end, long cool running. I'll use the same colors you will by using then. Yep. Be using then. Okay, gotcha. I bet that was pretty. Yes. So look, there's many ways you can do blankets. And I say to people, as long as you get your stitch right, there's no rules in blankets. As long as you get your stitch right, you're doing the right stitch. If you do the stitch one way this row and then all the other rows a different way, it's going to look weird, yeah? Unless you plan it that way. The first 2 rows you do a total different stitch. The last 2 rows you do a total different stitch, and then you do something different in between all the way to the top. That's different. You can see it's planned. But if you accidentally do the stitch wrong or the row wrong, and then you do 210 rows or 105 rows or 50 rows even, it's going to look weird. Yeah. So do the stitch right, and the rest is natural. You can do anything you want there. I always say to people, a bit like, you know, the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm not sure if you know the old version in the 70s, where what's his name says, "We are the magic makers. We create. We are the magic makers. We make magic," right? Using, in his case, sweets, desserts, sweets, right? Treats. But we're using yarn. In our case, we are the magic makers and we're using yarn. So that's what I tell people. We create. That's all we do. And you can create to suit you. Yeah. Unless you're creating for someone else and they want green or they want red or they want orange or they want what they want, and you just say, okay, it's not up to you to tell them. You can say orange and purple together with a bit of green spots. I don't know. But if that's what you want, that's fine. Or you could say black and grey and purple spots. I don't know. But if you want that, that's fine. You have to show them a little gauge swatch saying, that's the colour you're looking at. Are you sure? And they say, absolutely. And you say, all right, who am I to judge? At the end of the day, it's what the customer or client or whoever it is that's paying you, or even yourself, you might look at it and think, what an ugly colour. What was I thinking of? So do a little gauge swatch to check the stitch and to check the colour. But other than that, I wouldn't really fuss with a gauge swatch. Only when it comes to clothing, an absolute must to do a gauge swatch. When your pattern says, here's the gauge swatch, don't ignore it. Do it. People don't want to do it because it's time consuming on a piece they're not going to use. Right? And what I do with that is I use the colours that's supposed to be used within the project, but I don't cut them at the end of the round or the end of the row. I let the tails hang. It does look a little bit odd, but I let them hang because I take that undone and use that yarn. I'm not going to go cutting a yarn that I'm going to need at the end, right? So I do the gauge swatch and I think, oh, what an ugly colour. Or, oh my gosh, that is not what I thought the pattern was going to look like. So you can decide whether you want to create. We are the magic makers. It's great. It's wonderful. I love that feeling. It's a baby blanket and have no baby to give to. Oh, you can pop it on your own bed. You can pop it on the couch, the armchairs that you've got at home. You can do so many things with your blankets. It doesn't have to be for bub. There you go. Turn it into a lap blanket. Thank you, Bonnie. And I know that a lot of the elderly citizens who live in the combined homes, the elderly citizens' homes, if you will, when I walk in, I see them. Some of them are in their wheelchairs, some of them just sitting in the seats. They've got blankets wrapped around them. So when I create these blankets that I'm never going to use, I find it's easier to donate them to the elderly citizens' home. Some people here in Australia, I don't know if they do that overseas, they'll walk through the city and they'll see a homeless bag on the floor and the homeless guy or girl might be there. They might not be there. If they're not there, they just leave the blanket and walk away. They don't use the blanket. They don't use the blanket. So we do that for the homeless as well. So yeah, you can do so much with it. If you want it for yourself, pop it over the couch. Like I tell you what, yesterday I was so happy that I was a crocheter because yesterday I got my blankets and I wrapped 2 around my legs because my feet were so cold, they were icy cold, and I wrapped the large one, the one that we did, the temperature blanket, because that was big, around me like this. I was so cold. And I was so glad that I was a crocheter yesterday because I used that. Plus I was wearing, what was I wearing? I was wearing the vest, my V-stitch vest, right? V-stitch vest. I'm saying V-stitch. My V-neck vest. I should have put this on because this is a lot warmer. But I was wearing my V-stitch. I said it again. My V-neck vest. And but I had the cardigan on as well. So I had double layers on. But I get to remake it. It's a fun blanket to make. I love the V-stitch blanket. Did they live? Lol. Joking. Did they live? Not sure what you mean there. Orange, purple and green do go. But not if you're doing spots. I know how you do spots. I do know how you do spots in crochet, actually. Yeah, they lived. My mum gets all my crochet projects. I never keep anything since I'm still learning. It's all good, Jeremy. The practice you make now, when you look back at those things, you'll say, oh, I'm doing so well now. You look at them and think, oh, how'd I do that? You really will. You look back, but you admire that V-stitch blanket that I made on the channel here, the double crochet V-stitch, which was this one here. I wished I had made it in a different color. I wished I had made it larger so that I can tell everyone if you wanted to buy this much yarn, if you wanted yours bigger. I wished I had done it completely different. So you look back at those, and I was experienced then, right? You look back at them and you think, what was I thinking of? I did use a cheap yarn. I used, what was it called? It's the one I gave Ashley, actually. I can't remember the name of it, but it was that thick 4-weight yarn. It was an American yarn too, right? So I just used that. And I didn't like it, to be fair. I found there was a lot of knots in it, and it was a bit awkward. But now I look back at it, I think if I'd made it in the colours that I wanted, it would look different. It wasn't a bad blanket because I wanted it in my colours, but I just made it in these colours because I had them at the time. So there you go. At some stage, might change up the colours. Yes, fluffy, that's okay. I do look at my old things and cringe. Yeah, such sloppy work a year ago. And you know what, Jeremy? It's only going to get better, and you're going to think, gosh, I'm good at this. And you're going to get a little bit cocky like me. I'm so good at this. Gosh, I'm good. Sort of like that. And you do. And you know when you're good at something. And you know when you've made mistakes. Like, you know you're going to make mistakes. It's, look at me, I made mistakes in that. It's not mistakes. I was rushing to get it done and I missed a stitch. And then I got to the end of the round and thought, there is no way I'm taking 2 rounds undone to fix that. Not in this lifetime. So I cut into the blanket top. I'm going to call it a blanket for the sake of it. Cut into the top and redid it. And I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that. The reason I know that is because I talked about it in a 2-minute video and put it aside about those mistakes. I said halfway through the video, I said, you've noticed these stitch markers, they're here for a reason, to show you the 2 mistakes or 3 mistakes that I'd made, whatever it was. I think it was 2 at the end. The other one I was able to cover up, right? So I will show you that little video at the beginning of making a small swatch, and or you know, like a coaster or something, for just for something to make a coaster with. And I will make the mistake in the swatch. And so when you come back, you see the mistake, and then we're going to work on the mistake together. And that's just something to show a repair and how you repair things. There's more to crochet than just doing crochet. You know, there's repairs, there's trying something new and realizing that's not a stitch and it doesn't look like anything, but let's try something different. Making your own stitch, trying to make your own stitch. Don't make a stitch that you think is already up on YouTube or out there and you think it's you're the one who made that stitch. Get it checked. Check and make sure that no one else has made it, yeah? And it's one of those things that you have a chance to play with things. And again, the magic, we make magic. That's what we do here. We play with a hook and some yarn and we make magic. Bang, there it is. This beautiful blanket. Bang, I got my beautiful vest. Bang, I got a skirt. You are making magic, Jeremy. I'm such a whinger, aren't I? Jeremy, you will only improve. Absolutely, Fluffs, yeah? Practice does make better crocheters, yes. When I crocheted, and still now, I crocheted so tight that when, and this is where gauge swatches come in, when I created tops and things, they didn't fit. They were too tight. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. It was my tension, that my tension's real tight. And loosen your tension now, guys, because as you get further into your crochet career, if you have tight tension, by the time you're creating 6 hours a day of crochet, maybe 10 for some people, I can't believe how many hours I work on crochet, your hands will play up and you'll end up with carpal tunnel. Loosen your thread, get your tension right now whilst you're new, because if you tighten everything up, that is so going to hurt your hands. I have really bad hands now. They are so, the right hand is sore, but this part here is really sore from the way I wrap my yarn, yeah? And that's another thing, you can wrap your yarn any way you like as well. So there you go. My first 6-point star blanket ended up like a ruffle skirt because I didn't understand the math of increase. And there is another thing. We will be doing a 9 or 10 or even 12-point star blanket on the channel in the future. Not now, not now. And that is so simple. But if you mess up the count, that's when things go wrong. And with the larger points on your blanket, the more points you have, the more you have to change the increases in the corner. Some of the corners increase, 2 rows of non-increasing, 1 row of increase, and so on and so on. So be careful when making your star blankets, yeah? I made so many of them with so many different sizes, yes. Tension was hard to learn at first, yes. And that will change again, and I'll explain that to you as well. 6 point scares me. 6 point, wait till we get into the 12 point, hun. I needed these ergonomic gloves for a while, yes. One I made with 2 weight, and it's a great tablecloth. That's the one I created. I didn't do it on the channel. I created a 9-point star blanket, and I'll show you that. And I thought it was a blanket, but it was made with a 2 weight like yours. And it actually sits in the other room. It's coming into this room. I'm so excited when I do it up. I will be placing it on the table over there. You'll see the video eventually. And that's the table where I'm going to have my sewing machine and my overlocker on it. But the table's big enough to pop that blanket and a little something, a pot plant maybe. Maybe my new pet. I'm going to get a pet. I really do. I need something here to keep me company during the day. Okay, enough crying. And when we do our 12-point star blanket or whatever it is we decide to do, the 9, the 12, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I will show you that other one. So you'll see it close up. And I did it with this sort of yarn. And you know, we should probably use this yarn one day. It's a little expensive. And I bought it online, and then I found it at a shop for $5 less. So look around for this yarn. It's called Sheepy's Whirl, and it's a light 2 weight. Now, you don't have to do this. You can use your 8 ply or DK weight, or your 10 ply or your Aran weight. But see this? Sheepy's World, it's called. Some people call it Sheep G's because it's got a J in it, or Shep G's or whatever. I just call it Sheepy's World. And this made one 9-point star blanket, not a blanket, like a tablecloth. And it made a perfect size. So this made that, and I'll show you. And it's greens, but not this greens, yeah? Look at this one, the blues. I've started making something on it. Actually, this was a top-down top, this one. All right, so look at the blues in that. Look at the blues. How gorgeous are those colours. I love it. And then I also got this thing, which is very interesting. This one here has got, you can't see it, but it's got a little bit of tinsel in it. Check it out, little tinsel things in it. And you can see, look, I started making something. But I don't like it because it curls in. So it could be like a wrap, right? But look at that. Gorgeous. And I don't remember the pattern. And I don't remember where I got it from. So I stopped. As you do, that's what I do. I do halfway through things and stop. That's that. And there's more colours. Oh, and this one here, we made our shrug. We made a crochet shrug using this colour combination. Oh, I love these. But they're thin and they're a bit strong on a bit tight on your hands. This one here, do you remember this? We made the shrug with this. You'll see that I've got a shrug on the channel using this gorgeous rectangle shrug. That's the colours on that. I love them. The slow change is beautiful. And, oh, that's the same as the other one. No, it's not. This hasn't got tinsel in it. This has got that's got sparkle in it. This one doesn't have the sparkles. This is just natural. It's got the shades in it, but not sparkle. So I got heaps of these. And guess what? These, at the time, each one of these, are you ready? The price that I paid for one. It can make a whole top, so don't think bad. $40 at the time. Then I found them for $36. There you go. Look at this one. I found this one for $36. It has the 36 on it. Yeah. So I found that one for $36, but I paid $40 for them online. And I wish I'd never bought them from that shop. So, but they make a whole top. It doesn't look like it, but that makes a whole top. And it made a whole top for me. And I was a big girl. Still am a big girl, right? So there's a lot there. It doesn't look like it. It makes a whole top. It can be a little bit, I think it can hurt your hand a little bit because the yarn is thin. The thinner the yarn, Jeremy, and for any new crocheter out there, the more pressure it is on your hands, I think. Sometimes the thick yarn is pressure on your hands as well. So I think the 10 ply or the 4 weight is a perfect weight for your hands. I've used the 8 ply because here in Australia we use the 8 ply a lot. DK weight, that is. 8 ply or DK weight. We use that a lot. I'll put that right back in its spot. There you go. Good girl. Should we tell your son to get a new spider? No. Are these made of gold? Because they make a whole project, they charge so much. Sometimes it doesn't make the full project. Now, I have shown you this in the past. I don't know where it is. I've got to find it. Was in my car. It might still be there in the glove box. It's a project I take with me everywhere I go. And I'm doing a top-down top using that cotton. I think it's a blue. The one I've got is the blues, right? And I don't know how far down that top's going to go. It will be a short sleeve top. And I'm using that yarn. That can make a full project. If you're a bit larger in size, it won't make it on your body. But it does make the blanket. It does. Oh, I should go and find it. It's in the other room. No, it's in the other room. It's got a lot of stuff on it. I have to take everything off it. But I will show you when we're doing our 12-point star blanket. We're going to do one. Either a 9-point star or a 12-point. Regardless of what point you do, know that the more points you have, you must do a couple of decrease rounds. So one round, when I say decrease, in the corners you'll have 2 double crochets, chain 1 or chain 2 and 2 double crochets. I can't remember. In the next round, you'll only do 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. In the next round, you'll do your 2 and your 2. In the next round, you'll do 1. The next round after that, you might do 1 again. So there's a certain math to whichever size you're doing. It depends if it's a 9 or a 12 or whatever. There's a math to it. You've got to be careful. If you don't do that math, your corners are going to wave and it's going to look misshaped. So you kind of have to keep the math in mind, the sum of it all. So that's what it's all about, yeah. Mary needs a puppy. I do need some sort of, maybe a cat, maybe a kitten. Oh. Mary has a little mouse somewhere. Don't tell me that. I do. You're right, Fluffy. Sometimes there's noises in this room. You know what made me nervous? Yesterday when there was no power. Because there was no power, I couldn't hear the fridge. I couldn't hear any of the clicking noises that go on in the house with the electrical. All I heard was silence. And whenever I heard tick, what's that? Is that a mouse? Put my legs up on the couch, curled up in a ball. What was that? What was that? I was such a whip. You would have laughed at me. Hubby's home. Got to go. We'll see you soon, Bonnie. Take care. Take care. Kitties are fun. I reckon I'll end up with another cat. I reckon I will. Now, in my life, let's think about all the cats I've had. When I was with my family, my parents, when I was young, we had one that lived till, I don't know, 17, 20, something like that. When I moved out, we had one that didn't live very long, got hit by a car, which was very sad. But then after that, my animals have lived up to 17 years or 15 years. Our animals live a long time. And I don't know if it's because I treat them like animals, because people yell at me, because I treat them like animals. They're animals at the end of the day, right? But if we were to get a cat, it would be an indoor cat next time round. It would be indoor. I would not have it outside like I did with my cat and my dog. They were outside. It would be the first time in my life that I have an indoor pet if I get another one. Or I might just get a bird. Yeah, interesting fish tank. I thought of a fish tank. I knew a lady who had the fish that you feed by hand. It's a long, it looks like an eel. It looks very much like an eel, but it's not an eel. And she used to put the food up there and the thing would just come in, peck at the food out of the water and take the food down into the water with it. Just I feed it by hand. And I went, oh, I love that. You've got interaction with it. It's great. And it's nice to have little fishies floating around. That's cute. But if it can interact with you, that's great. It will more likely be one or two things. One, a budgie, a bird, budgerigar, which will be very loud. So my tutorials were very loud. Or it will be a cat. I haven't decided. Interesting fish tank. Yes, I have indoor cats. Do you, Laurie? Tell me about that so I can see. Birds can be amazing. I used to breed budgies a long time ago. You can borrow my 100-pound golden doodle. Oh, it's so cute. I love them. Labradoodle, yeah. He's very dramatic but nice. Oh, I love them. They're so beautiful and cuddly and nice and soft fur, yeah. Oh, it's so cuddly. I'd like a turtle, says Claptrap. Sure, why not? I like turtles. I don't mind turtles. That could be an interesting pet too. That would be funny. Fluffy kitten. Oh, what did Fluffy say? I missed it. What did Fluffy say? Oh, you should have had filmed. I should have. I was so scared. It was so noisy in here with little clicks and clacks that I thought something was in the house because it was so quiet. And obviously, when there's other noises, you can't hear those little clicks and clacks. But when everything is silent, all of a sudden, those clicks and clacks, and you're like, the eyes are running like this. What was that? Was it a mouse? You put your legs up. Oh, was it a mouse? You're like this. Such a drama queen I am. That would be fun. Yes, my dog was put to sleep, desperate for a puppy. Oh, Fluffs, don't even talk about that. When I lost my honey, my King Charles Cavalier, it was pretty dramatic. Yeah. And she didn't, what happened was she was so unwell in less than 5 hours and she was gone. She was fine beforehand. No problems. We had no problems with her. She played, she ate, she finished all her food, she cuddled, her tail was always wagging. There was nothing wrong with her. And then I got a phone call when I was getting my nails done. They said, oh, look, we're trying to feed the dog. The dog's not eating. I said, that's unusual. So I was just getting my nails done. I came home and she was just sitting like a blob. I thought, I'll take her to the vet in the morning. She didn't make the morning. She didn't even make the night. She got just about 3 a.m. I woke up to check on her. We left the light on so that, she wouldn't be feeling uncomfortable, and she was gone. It was very traumatic. I look back at it, it was a very sad time. Turtles eat mice if they can catch them. Oh, I should get turtles then. I don't like mice. Jeremy's got the sad face. I know, Jeremy, I'd love to cuddle another dog. And then we actually looked after our an old Pomeranian. We looked after him in his old age. He'd never been petted. He'd never been cuddled. And we got him when he was 16. Wouldn't come. He'd come up to you, try to touch him, and he'd like pull back. And he would come up to you. They would try to come up to you because he was fed by hand. All his life, fed by hand, right? Which I find really odd since nobody cuddled him, but they fed him by hand. And so he would come up to you assuming you had food, and when you didn't find any food, he would just run. You couldn't. Connection issues. Oh, did we lose everyone? Or everyone's still there? I just had connection issues. There's just something. I had some connection issues, guys. I hope you're all still there. There's just something. I've lost a couple of dogs. I never cried so hard. There's just, yes. Guys, are you still here? I had just a lost connection for a minute. So, but we're back. I knew that was too good to be true. The power going off yesterday. Are we all back, guys? I hope we're all here still. I think, I think I might have lost all my peoples. I hope you're all still here. Please let me know if you're still here or am I talking to myself? I'm going to have a drink. Cheers. Oh, you're present. You're still there. Good. I lost connection for about a second, I think. Yeah, I'm a grand lover of dogs. And that dog, it took me 6 months to get him to be petted. Once you petted him, he loved it here at the ears, right? Under the ears. Once you started petting him, if you stopped, he would put his face forward to say, why did you stop? So you start again, and then you stop, and he goes, he was such a beautiful dog. Pomeranian cross. He was such a sweet, sweet dog. Never, he barked after dinner to tell everybody, by the way, I just finished eating. But after that, he never barked. He was not a big barker. He wasn't a troubled dog. He did lose his sight towards the end, so he had a few little fits thinking, where am I? So we had a lot of issues there, but we cared for him. We thought he was only going to live a year. He lived another 4 years with us. He had a beautiful life. The cat adopted him literally 24 hours after he came. The dog and the cat were sleeping together, and the dog had never had cats in his life. So that cat was very caring, very nurturing, because he was so scared. He'd sit in the corner and just stare at us like this, thinking, go away, please go away. He was such a a scaredy dog. It wasn't his fault. It was just the way he was brought up. And then he wouldn't eat because he wanted me to feed him by hand. This is not going to feed you by hand. Sorry, you're a dog. Get your face in that bowl and feed yourself, right? And we used to just shove his face in the bowl to say that's where the food is. Otherwise, he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't know the food's there for him. Like, I'd see the cat go to the food. And then I think I spoke to the vet and she said, just wait 2 days. When he gets hungry, he'll eat. Don't worry. So I left him starving for 2 days. I left the food there thinking, oh, how cruel am I? I should just pick it up and feed him. But he wouldn't eat it unless I did, and I wouldn't feed him. And eventually he just ate. And he learned how to eat at 16 years old. That dog learned how to eat. It's madness, isn't it? Tell Jeremy about your pet spider. Jeremy, my son had a bird-eating spider here for, I don't know, 13, 16 years, something like that. All of our school years, I used to make lunch in the morning, and this spider would be on the glass staring at me. It was massive. And I took a video and showed you guys too. And I remember someone saying, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I said, okay. So in the middle of the video, I said, stick around for the last 6 minutes, 6 seconds, and you'll see the spider. And then before I showed them the spider, I said, spider's coming up, be prepared, because I didn't want to scare anyone. For those of you who didn't like spiders, you have to watch. He was scary. It scared me. Every morning I'd be making the sandwiches for the kids' lunch at school, and I'd look up and I think, oh. And it was every morning that thing, he would come out at night because it was dark, but he stayed in his cage. He didn't come out of the cage, right? And he would be on the glass. So I'd walk in the kitchen, turn on the lights and go, ooh. Every morning, the same thing. Every morning. It scared the living daylights out of me. But anyway, totally don't hand feed my dog sometimes, like totally. No, but if it's a snack, it's different, Jeremy. But to feed all the time, no, it's not good. Spiders scare them. You know what? I know, right, Jeremy? And it did scare me. And I said, I remember once they said, oh, but what if the spider, if the cover's off the spider? I said, well, I'm going to a hotel room until you find it. If you do not find this spider, that is where I live. Until the spider is found. I wasn't a spider lover, but you know, I never understood why my son wanted a spider. We called him Stanley, or he called him Stanley. I'll never understand why he bought it. He didn't have anything to do with it. All we did was buy crickets and put it in the cage, and the spider went and ate these crickets. And I don't know, we bought other things too, like little worms and stuff, and the spider went and ate those. You had to put them in there live, which was very sad. And yeah, so it was very scary. I didn't like them at all. I like spiders until a brown recluse almost murdered you. I know, right? Still have the scar. Oh, wow, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. And here in Australia, we have some scary looking spiders. But you know what? Someone said to me, I'll never, I think it was on the live, won't travel to Australia because I don't want to get bitten by a snake or a spider. I was born here, right, and raised here. And I have been here for, let's just say 29 years. And I've never been bitten by a spider or a snake. Oh, Jeremy's done a super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. It's very well received. You know what's going to happen with that, don't you? I don't know who it is, but some crazy lady, I think. I don't know who she is. When I find out who she is, I'll let you know. She buys yarn and she puts it on my shelf. Thank you, Jeremy, for that super chat. It will go to yarn, you know that. I don't have any food. I had biscuits and chocolates this week. You paid for my bad week here. My lonely sad week. She's such a whinger. Thank you, Jeremy, for that super chat. Well received. Snakes and spiders are not for me. I know, but you know what? I've never seen one. I've never seen, well, I have seen spiders. And here in Australia, they're just spiders. And if you don't bother them, they don't bother you. I have never, ever been bitten by anything. I had been stung by something. I thought it was a bee, but I didn't break out in an allergy. There was no sting, but I ended up having to go inside, and it was bleeding a little bit, you know, little tiny dot, and it went away. But I can honestly say I'd never been bitten by a spider or a snake. I've never seen a snake. There you go. I like that tea cozy behind you. Yes, this is on our channel, this one. I've even got my price tag still on it because I've taken it off, have I? I took it off yet. This is on our channel. I made this specifically for the channel. How gorgeous is it, yeah? If you want to make a tease cozy, this is the one. We've got buttons there and buttons there. So when you take it off, it is, and I think it was made, yes, the granny squares were made first. You take it off like that, and that's all it is. Oh, lots of dust. I never should have picked it up. Whoosh, whoosh. It looks like I'm playing with an imaginary friend. Lots of dust. So there you go. It's just a piece like that. You put your squares together. Such an easy project to make. And it's the same both sides. So it doesn't matter how you put it on your teapot. And you just put it on like that. And then you do up the buttons down the base. There and there. And supposedly keeps your tea warm. Supposedly. I've never made tea with it. It just sits up there. Funny that. I got chased by an emu, scared the you-know-what out of you. Yes, emus can do that. Claptrap, my son is terrified of spiders. He didn't find out for 7 years that the tenant in the adjoining bedroom had a tarantula. He only found out after it had died. Yeah, they live a long time. Some of them can live, 25 to 30 years in captivity. Here in Canada, we all think Australia is just covered with venomous insects and animals. No, Jeremy, it's not. It's not. If you go to the city in Melbourne, forget it. No animal's going to be there. Lots of birds because people feed them, which they shouldn't. Lots of birds. Sometimes they steal people's food, as you do. I will look for that. Thank you. Yeah, what do I call it? Just type in tea cozy and then put Wow Crochet Designs and it'll come up. And we are creating, we also created the Christmas one. That's very nice too. You've got to try that one as well. They're so different one. And they're actually totally different from each other. So check out the Christmas one as well. But yeah, I'll keep that there so that you guys can see it. It's very nice. I like it a lot. That's my favourite. Actually, it is. It's my favourite project of all time on the channel. It's weird, isn't it? I love the V-stitch. I love my Pretty as a Peacock blanket, but if I had to pick a project, and so basic, but it's my favourite one. That's why I keep it. I actually had it up the top, and when I removed this section here, I thought, no, I want this section available so I can grab the hat. And I used to have it further over there and would fall down every time I'd grab it. All the names would fall out. This way, I can grab the hat, and this part here can be where I keep projects that I'm going to show you. So if you look down here, I'll drop the camera a little bit. That's where my projects are going to be, or I'm going to show you. So when I'm sitting here on the live and I'm looking to show you the projects that we've created that week or the ones that we're going to create the next week, it'll be accessible for me. Instead of having them on the floor and I'm bending over and I put them on tubs, it's such a mess. This way I've organised it a lot better, the room. It's all set up well now. Yeah, it will change again, Fluffy. It's going to change again, but to the extent where I'm thinking of popping a little stand here and having them on the shelves here. The project one, yarn I want to talk about, live antics, hat, it'll all be on a stand right here. But for now, I'm going to keep it like this until I do up the room and see what it looks like. If it looks like it's overcrowded, I won't get the stand and just leave it the way it is. If it's empty looking, once those tubs are emptied, then I will purchase a little stand here. That's what my brain was thinking of. It's, yes. No, Jeremy, not that bad. Never got bitten, and I live in rural for 67 years. Go, Catherine. Good girl. You're going, are you, Dorothy? We'll catch you soon, darling. ... ellipsis. We'll see you soon, darling. You take care. I'm going to be heading off soon in a minute too, but cheers, everyone, first. And I just want to give you another quick update. This time next week, I hope to have this project half ready. If I have it to a state where I can show you, I will. If not, we'll talk about it one more time next week, and then the weekend after, it's got to be complete. Because the Australian Sheep and Wool Show is on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of July. I want that ready for that show. I want that project done for the show. I want to use it at the show. It's as simple as that. When you see it, you'll think, now that makes sense. So you'll think, oh my gosh, may we do one on the channel? Maybe? No, I don't think so. It'll be a paid pattern. It'll be a paid pattern, but in the future, a long way in the future, yeah. I will have to go soon, and a technician is coming to sort out your Wi-Fi connection. Oh, that's nice. At least it'll be sorted out. So just to let you know, we may have information on this next week, but don't quote me on it. Next Saturday, we'll do a live antics like normal. Saturday's live next week. Hopefully, I'll be all back into action. I'd say we will be able to do it like normal. It's just a matter of clearing out all those projects. And you know that when we do live antics, we don't do that project that week anyway. That doesn't happen till the week later. So your project, that if you chose live antics next Saturday week, for argument's sake, you won't see the project that week. You won't see it till the week after that. So by then, I will have all those small antics, live antics that we've got lying around here that should be done. I will have them ready. Listen to me, should be done. I will have them ready to go, except for this one here, which is Raylene's one. And the reason is that's a big project, and I've got to work on the project before it goes up. So those are the only time, like the V-stitch blanket, that Claptrap and a few other people that are on our live right now chose those colors. The only reason that didn't get done is because it's such a large blanket, and it's our very next blanket to do after we complete this project. So that is coming. Now, we were talking about that. That should have come last month. We never did it because we had so many big projects, and we have our annual blanket as well. I will never start a large project in the same week that we have an installment of our annual project. So keep that in mind. This week, I won't be starting anything large. You'll get only the small live antics projects or the blanket. Those are the only two things you will get during the week. But those small projects, some of them are really cute, and you would make it. Like that one here, I classify as a small project. Those granny squares themselves, you do one, and the other 4 or 5 that you're making, you're doing in front of the TV at night. The next day, you're just creating the top bit. So I consider that as a small project, even though it's larger than a little, coaster, but it's a small project. So I consider that a small project for future reference if we decide to make another one, which we will in the future one day, but not now. Not now. Laurie's has, they run too fast. Oh, what is it? Oh, I've missed chat. How did I miss that? Fluffy emu are huge birds that would have scared me. They are. They do run fast. They do. They have long legs. Yes, they do. So just to letting you know exactly what's happening this week, you are only getting the final part of our top definitely Monday because it is complete. As you can see, it's complete. And then you're getting a Live Antics project on Friday, and Thursday we are doing part 7 of our 12-step transition blanket. We are getting close to nearing the end of the blanket. Know that when you get to part 11 or step 11, that's the end of the blanket. Step 12 will be border rounds, okay? So there'll be border rounds that I will have not ready done. I've probably done something similar on a channel, not the same. I try to add something new to give it a bit of a kick, to give it, a little bit of a change or something different, so it doesn't look exactly the same as the last ones. But I haven't decided yet. I may even get into V-stitch. I haven't decided yet. I may even get into the sunken granny that we were talking about, or drunken granny, whatever you want to call it. I haven't decided on the border rounds yet. I've done all these border rounds in the past and more, but I've not done them on this blanket, and we will be doing a gorgeous border round on this blanket. Fluffy says, we eat them, put them barbecue. No, do you, Fluffs? Oh, wow. Are you talking about the spiders? No, not the spiders. She's talking about the emu. Is that right? Really? Eat emu? Oh, emu is too close to a bird for me. I'd never be able to eat it. She says that she had KFC last night. That was bad. I haven't had that in a long time. It did stir up my tummy. Emus, I don't, but others do. Oh, others eat spiders. No, really? First I've heard of it. No. How do you like your spider? Well cooked? I could just imagine a spider on a stick. No. Emus, I don't do others do. No emus. Is it emus? Do you eat emus or do you eat spiders on a stick? I could just imagine. You want yours well done, hey Fluffs? All right, no worries. You like yours rare, dear Jeremy? That's nice. No, no. I could never. I'm cringing now. I'm so scared in here now. You know what? I noticed there was a spider who'd already gone to spider heaven there the other day on the floor. He was a big one too. So he was alive in here at some stage. That's not good. We don't want spiders. They do that, though, not in Oz. Really? Look it up. I'll have to check it now. There are people who eat spiders. I couldn't do it. Oh, this leg is nice and thin. Yum, yum. No, no. How many times have I said no? 100 times. So moving right along, guys, I think it's time to go. 2 hours and 10 minutes on this live. So bad. Making up for the 45 minutes or 40 minutes I only did on Wednesday. Jeremy's laughing at me. That's a long stick. I know, right? The thought of having a spider on a stick. It's just making me cringe. Oil fried tarantulas are a Cambodian delicacy. No, I'm still saying no. I can't bear the thought of it. I could just sit there and just see people eating them. I'm like, oh, I'm not coming back to this party again. There's no way. I'll say, oh, I think I left the iron on at home. You don't iron. The stove is on. The water's boiling on the stove. I left it. I had boiled fried, boiled spiders for lunch. Sorry. Could you imagine? I had bugs for lunch. It's true. Tastes like chicken, I hear. I couldn't. I'm cringing, you know, guys. I'm really. Oh, yuck. All right, now I'm starting to cry, guys. There'll be no crying live. No crying live. It happens when you got the high cheekbones and you laugh too much. It makes you cry. I don't know why I told you that. All right, so moving right along. My son used to eat chocolate covered in sex. No! How many times have I said it again? I don't want to say no any more times. Someone gets on the live now saying, she's told her subbies no more than enough times. She won't crochet for him anymore. They'll think we're talking about crochet. Let me get on talking about spiders. My brother-in-law likes deep-fried crickets. No! I've done it again. No. Having said that, I was such a naughty girl now that I think about it. When I was younger, in my teenage years, we put a cricket in someone's pencil case. I was such a brat. We put a cricket in someone's pencil case. She was such a whinger, and we got sick of her whinging in the classroom. She complained about everything. So my friend and I said, let's put a cricket, because we played with, we were kids, right? So we put a cricket in her pencil case. She opened a pencil case. This cricket jumped. She's screaming, pencils flying all over the floor. We were so naughty. I look back at it now. It's a successful live if we make Mary laugh so hard she cries. I know. There's been lives, Jeremy, you've missed them in the past, where I have literally cried from laughing way too much. Like with the tears coming down from laughing way too much. Some of them have done something. These guys have done naughty things to me. Payback from when I was younger. Yeah, I was naughty. I wasn't naughty. I wasn't a naughty child. I just thought, child, it was last week. No. So now I'm naughty I am. We just got sick of hearing her whinge. She was such a whinger, non-stop complaining to the teacher about everything and anything. We just got so sick of it. We just said, we'll give you something to whinge about. Put a cricket in a pencil case. She opened a pencil case. And literally, that cricket went right up in front of her face, back down, and all you could hear is, so naughty. Well, she was lucky it wasn't a spider. I was very naughty. I know I was. But you know what? Once again, it's one of those things that Some people just need to be told. She didn't listen to anyone. And the teacher was like this half the time. He used to sit there and think, please don't let her start today. And it was non-stop all day. All day. It wasn't like you whinged about one thing and you whinged again a week later about it and then you sort of got over yourself. She just did it all the time, all day, every day. She whinged about the maroon. She whinged about the red. She whinged about the green. She didn't like glasses. She didn't like people who didn't wear glasses. She didn't like people who wore them. She didn't, it just was just non-stop. She didn't like the teacher's trousers. She didn't like his shirt. She didn't like his collar. She didn't like his hair. She didn't like his mouth. This just went on. She didn't like anything about anyone or anything. And she just hated the world. And we said, hate the world. Well, here, hate this cricket too. So bad. We were so bad. You get so tired of it when you... Now I'm sounding like the whinger. Someone throw me a cricket. Lucky you didn't put a drop bear above her. She learned a valuable lesson that day. No, actually, she did whinge less, I have to admit, after that. But we got tired. When you get to the stage where everyone's telling her, the teacher's telling her, the children are telling her, no one hated her for anything. She still had her friends. But the complaints that came out of her, I'm surprised she kept her friends. Cambodians eat lots of different kinds of insects. My flatmate brought beetles from visiting family in the countryside, but didn't warn me, so it was a bit of a shock to find them in the fridge. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyone for bug? I just can't imagine it. It's like, how do you like your dead rat? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm done. I've got to go now because I'm so upset. I don't want to have bug for lunch. I have no patience for that sort of stuff. And I know, look, here off the land, the Aboriginals used to eat I can't remember the name of the worm. I think it is called a witchetty grub. I don't know. They cook it and eat it. Sometimes they eat it raw. So there you go. Rats are a thing also. I know, thanks. Oh, gosh, no. My technician's here, bye. We'll see you soon, Claptrap, and I will respond to your email now that I've got power today, and I will respond to it some stage today. Well, no midnight snack for me. I'll just stick to Tim Tams. Thanks, you guys can eat what you like. If you want to eat spiders on a stick, that's fine. Rat on a plate, fine, but I don't want to go anywhere near them. No bugs for me, thanks. You know, we say that, but I'm telling you, I'm sure there's rubbish in our food and we just don't see it. I'm sure minced meat has lots of little spiders in there and bugs that you just don't see. They're there, we just don't see it. They're there. Chocolate coated. No. Even if they were chocolate, if I knew what they were, someone says, here's your chocolate coated bug. No, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I wouldn't even pick the chocolate off to eat it because I know it was stuck to that bug. No thanks. There goes the hamburger, Mary. I know, right? I'm sure that they put rubbish in our food or that the actual food itself gets contaminated with rubbish. It can happen. A little bug gets in, a little worm. We've probably eaten it and not know it. Oh, I'm put off meat now. Think of the bugs we inhale while we sleep and wink. You know, when I went to Tom from Tandy's farm, he had a little cottage on a hill. It's so cute. It is a little cottage on a hill. And I stayed at this cottage by myself. It was a 3-bedroom cottage, but I was alone that weekend. And this place is big. It's huge. It's a cottage, yeah? And I sat in the lounge room and edited the video that we were creating. So I was editing it. This lounge room was big. One spider, probably that size, good size, was dangling off a web right above my head, and I didn't know. Editing, and then I see it come down in front, and all you hear is, ah! You hear me scream, and I ran like mad. I think this whole room, this big building, and right above me he had to be. Why? He couldn't be anywhere. He was right there, and I was so scared. And I took out the Mortine. They had a bottle of Mortine there, and I drowned that thing. It was floating in it. And then the next day I went out and bought a whole new can. I used a lot of it. And after I did that, I sprayed the whole place. I had to open the windows because I was dying from the smell, right? And I'm thinking, I'm out in the bush now. This is going to happen. It wasn't a bush, it was a farm. But, you know, when you are out and about, you're going to see them. But it wouldn't have bothered me. It would have gone straight down on my laptop because I was editing at the time. This is my old laptop that I had. So I probably would have smashed the laptop and not looked at it again and bought a new one. It scared the living daylights out of me. But yeah, it happens. It's like they sense the heat or something off you. They sense the animal the animal vibrations off you. Think of bugs we inhale. Yes, we've done that. Extra protein, says Laurie. It'll help with the diet. I'm down for anything covered, chocolate covered, says Jeremy. Oh, you'll love those Tim Tams then. I should send you a pack of Tim Tams just for fun. Water time, says Fluff. I know, keep me watered, guys. Thanks, Fluff. Keep me watered. But guys, it has been 2 hours and 20 minutes to be exact. I can see the time flashing, thinking, come on, woman, this is why we disconnected for a while. You talk too much. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Remember, this week you are getting final part of our top down top. Very exciting. Again, if you want to make the sleeves longer, just keep doing your V-stitch. It'll be all in the tutorial anyways. And on Wednesday, we have our live no, we don't. Wednesday, we have our live, not our live antics. We have our live on Wednesday. And Thursday, you hope, fingers crossed, or we hope to get part 7 of the blanket. If it doesn't happen Thursday because I'm running late, it'll go up Friday. But I hope to have it up Thursday. Yeah. That's what's happening this week. If it goes up Thursday, then Friday you will get one live antics project, which is so far behind. And then next week we'll continue all on live antics project. And then the week after that, we will start on our little project here and our V-stitch blanket. Very, very exciting. Yes, 2 hours does fly. That's 2 hours and 20 minutes to be exact. 21 now. Who's counting? Oh, there was someone who left a big message before and I missed it. Oh, here it is. Not too bad. I walked through a spider web and danced a jig and screamed. I'm sure my neighbours enjoyed that. All right, Laurie. But I want to thank everyone for being here today. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Melbourne, Australia time. Marry that up with your country. And I will see everyone then. Until then, ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye all. Try to be good a little bit. Bye, guys.